Good Thursday night, world, and welcome to another episode of Lab Talk with the Dog God, aka the Coach, aka the Elon Musk of high performance working dogs. That is me. And big salute to my brother Reddy with that pole position. And big salute to my brother Cooper. Cooper with that second place. And big salute to all the ones who was trickling in the chat, who's going to be watching in the back. Much love and respect to all of you for showing up to another episode of Lab Talk with the Dog God. And showing up in the classroom. Because there's nothing like it on the net other than us. We are the pioneers of this high performance working dog man type conversation, classroom, content. That's what we are. We're pioneers over here. So salute to all my pioneer dog men and pioneer dog women. Yeah, no doubt. Cool. You know what I'm saying? You deserve the shout out, man. You always come and support, participate in the chat. So, you know what I mean? We had to, point the fact that you was missing in class, but I'm sure it was for a good reason, brother. So yeah, we missed you, brother. All love, man. Welcome back, and welcome back. And you know what we're going to do before we get down to the nitty gritty, right? We're going to curb the edge of our work day, our work week. You know what I mean? Life is so stressful at times. So when you're able to put a little cut on the edge, right? You know what I mean? Damper the hyper stress of life, man. Go ahead and get them herbal sensations ready to go, man. Get your bongs out, get your paper planes out, get your Swisher Sweets out, get your gars out, whatever it is that you like to roll your herbal sensations in, or put your herbal sensations in if you like to partake in an edible, whatever it is. You like to put on a lotion, you like to drink your edible, whatever it is, man. Get that shit ready to go. And if you like your brewskis, make sure that bitch is cold. Make sure if you got them mugs, make sure they're cold and frosty in the freezer, man. Get them Heinekens out, Coors Light, Bud Lights, Get all them, whatever you like when it comes to the hops, your malt liquors, whatever you like when it comes to the hops. Man, get that shit out. Make sure it's cold. If you like your shots, man, get your dark, your light, whatever you partake in. If you like the slow sip, you like your yak, your cognac. And if you like the coaching, you like to keep it simple. Use that KISS method. You like to take your alcoholic beverage and you put a little mixer, that little chaser, the little mixer in there, man. Man, get that shit ready to go. Because the coach got his vodka lemonade. Big salute to all y'all, man. Much love and respect. Caveman. Big salute to you, caveman. Yeah, man. Oh, shit. Hey, perfect timing, caveman. Thanks to our conversation we had, knowing that you were going to be here this evening, I had to make sure that I catch you at the right time. I know you're very busy, man, out there in the, in the wilderness, man, on them 40 plus acres that you live on. So getting that Wi-Fi is pretty hard to do. So I'm glad we were able to communicate, because I wanted you, if anybody, of course, all of you guys, right? But you, if anybody, to participate in this modern dog marvels of the Kangal. So big salute to you, Cave, man. Welcome back. Now, you know how I always do. I like to debrief with y'all, let y'all know, how the coach's week was. And it's eventful but boring, right? You know what I mean? When you do things on a daily and there's no days off. And, it consists of taking care of dogs and all the other stuff that you got to do in your day to day, and taking care of just your life, managing your life. You know what I'm saying? But again, the dogs never no days off. The dogs, were fantastic. As far as just their energy, everybody's doing good. You could tell that the weather is shifting even for them because they're not in no hybrid. They're not a hibernator, right? Like a bear or animals like that. But the frequency is a little bit toned down. It's not as crazy. As it can be, right? You know what I mean? So, shout out to them. At night, it's toning down at night. Because like I said, the bears are going to hibernate, and I got bears and all kind of shit that roam around and move around on my property, man. Living out here in the mountains on the hill, life on the hill, what a thrill. So salute to the dogs. Um, every day I'm always observing my dogs every day, watching my dogs grow up, especially the youngsters, the young Formula Ones. Big salute to you, Lucky. The young Formula Ones and Formula One Bulldogs, that is, right? And just watching them and, you know, man, just grateful that, I'm a visionary, I'm a visionary. I'm just grateful that I'm an artist. I'm grateful that I'm able to know what's in my genetics and understand why I love genetic variants and why I'm not trying to make all my dogs look like twins and why I'm not trying to copy something that I already have, and just being able to see God work, right? Because in the lab all we are assistants to God's creations, and we didn't create the dogs, what I'm saying? We manipulated the dogs, right? Man has manipulated God's creations, but we don't create, right? So for me to be able to use my artistic talents and my visionary ways and my high performance engineer mentality, you know what I mean, when it comes to doll creations, my gift from God, and assist him in creating and looking at these variances. And as I'm looking at my Formula One Bulldogs and I'm looking at them all, and they all got something that I like, but there's definitely one that is sticking out. His name is Tiger Shark, and I just see the freak. I just see the freak of nature in them. That's and they all got some good things about them. The ones that I have, so I'm happy with every one of them. They're still young, so they grow and they show you different things every day. Because I'm very observant when it comes to my dogs. You know what I mean? Got to take notes, right? I always teach y'all take notes. And I know what I'm looking for and I know what I'm not looking for, you know what I'm saying? But just to see, one in particular, the drive is, you know, just man, the drive is reminds me, a piece of his daddy, Red Tiger. I know what his mama represents, which is high prey drive, and I'm sure they with all that. But I look at Tiger Shark, and he reminds me a lot of AK, and him and AK they're not related, but the temperament, the bite fetishes and the intensity and the no fear mentality and the eyes, like the intensity in the eyes when they look at you. And, I've been working on him, calming him down. Like I told you with him, he likes to bite and he be biting me and stuff, and of course he's not doing it maliciously, but I don't allow my dogs to bite me. And that's one thing that he has, had to learn, you know, shit every day because I don't allow him, So I deal with him in a way where I know he wants my attention because my authority and my energy is overpowering on my yard. And I don't ever let my dogs or anybody see me sweat, yet alone my dogs, right? So I deal with him in a way where I know how to deal with him mentally. I deal with all my dogs in a spiritual and a mental way. And I know he wants my attention, but when he does all that biting shit, he don't get it. You know what I mean? It's called the takeaway close, man. We learned that in sales, man. It really works when you take yourself away. It really does work. And so, I've been using that psychology on on Tiger Shark because he loves my attention, but he want to bite, and I don't like that bite shit. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I've been working with him on that, and he's slowly getting it, even though he's still biting. But he's like, I see in his mind, he's like, it's formulating. It's all about self control And when you have these alpha type dogs with these type of alpha energies, you got to teach them that shit. You got to be patient, but you got to know what makes them tick to get them to click, right? To get that mind to click, to get that motor and that, that computer to click, you got to know what makes your dog tick. You know what I mean? And me, being an expert, being a high level, top tier level engineer of dogs, frames, brains, and motors, that's my specialty. Formula One, right? Frames, brains, and motors. Y'all been here. Coach been saying this shit for many moons, right? Frames, brains, and motors. I understand that it's my responsibility as the engineer to develop everything about my dog. You know what I mean? I don't expect that Red Tiger, Tiger Shark, AK, whoever is my dog to just automatically just get it. No, I have to develop it. And the ones that have their own mind, I understand why. I understand why he want to do what he want to do, because that's how he's built. But, I am the example, right, on my yard. I am the energy that my dogs replicate because I'm the pack leader, right? I'm Caesar Milan on the yard, right? The dog whisperer. You know what I mean? The dog guy, right? That's me. So, just dealing with him, but I've just been observing him, y'all. All my dogs, man. I'm blessed, man, when it comes to my program. A lot of hard work, dedication, sacrifice, y'all know, money. But, to see that I might have another freak, like, man, body type, different. You know what I mean? Different body type. Muscled out. A boy already muscled out already. You know what I mean? He ain't even a year old. The muscle game on him is stupid. Stupid muscle. You know what I mean? Head, like, man, I told a bulldog, he don't got an underbite. He got a regular scissor bite. That's rare. You see most bulldogs got all this, most of them got underbites. He got a fucking scissor bite, which is rare. You know what I mean? Just a fucking work of art, man. Work of art. And being that I understand what I do, why I do it, why I believe in hybrid vigor so much, if it wasn't for my philosophy on breeding and how I foresee and my artistry, always wanting to up the ante in my lab, I always want better dogs. I always want to see what God, I always respect every genetic attribute that comes in my DNA. You know what I mean? Coach always talks about got DNA, I do. Come on, man. Coach don't must be saying shit because it sounds cool. I know it sounds cool, though. You know what I'm saying? I know it's real catchy. But I say things for a reason, man. There's a rhyme and reason to why I say shit. And when I talk about the DNA, I'm talking about everything that I fucking worked hard for to achieve, also to acquire. I want to see all that. Okay? I don't want to be bottlenecked in my program. I don't want that. I'll be a boring, to me as an artist, I'll be bored if I could only draw the same thing over and over again for me. You know what I mean? If I can only create the same thing, I get bored. I like variances and things of that nature when it comes to my dog. So to know that genetic platform of the Formula One Bulldog is so broad. And then to see what hybrid vigor brings and see different variances of that genetic pool, but then to see one of these, like I said, once in a lifetime type of cookups where it wasn't me. That's why they freaks, right? Right? It wasn't me. Yeah, I assisted in the putting together the parents, but the freaks of nature is, everything is coming from God, but that explosion, you know what I mean? The extra talented type shit, you know what I mean? The beyond belief type, the freaks of nature, man. That's God doing what he do best, man. So, this week, shit, man, every day I admire all my dogs, but this young boy right here, man, he gonna be something. Man, oh man, he gonna be something, man. And what's even more impressive that, most of you guys will never see is the motor, man. The motor that I specialize in. All the shit I specialize. That's why I'm Formula One canines, man. You know what I'm saying? The highest level. That's why we do high performance working dogs. That's why I'm the Elon Musk of this fucking dog shit when it comes to high performance shit. Because I'm always thinking next. I think outside the box to create the circle, man. I'm always about progression. Ain't nothing good enough as far as these dogs is concerned. I don't give a fuck if I created that fucking prototype. After that prototype, after I test it, I get my notes. I got to make better. I got to go further than what I did from fucking the previous cook up. So other than that, man, solid week. I want to give you guys a shout out, man. I want to give all of you a shout out for the love that you guys gave my boy Jaws, the great white, the great white shark Jaws, my blue American pit bull. I gotta put that. I gotta emphasize the blue shit because motherfuckers in the world of dogs and stuff. They judge dogs by colors and shit. I never judge dog by its color, but I gotta put that. I gotta rub that into some motherfuckers who want to tell you there ain't no such thing as a blue pit bull and shit like that. Which is it is what it is. Those people will never get it. But at the end of the day, I gotta put the emphasis on it because Jaws. Ever since I introduced him to the world, has always been a fan favorite. And he's not the most rambunctious pit bull. He's not the most drivey pit bull when it comes to prey. He's, that he was always chill. He was always chill and, but the structure and his fucking look, that was a fucking masterpiece. And I knew that when I fucking created him, when he was a fucking puppy and I was stacking him. You know how I like to stack all my doggies, right? When I take my puppies pics, I like to stack them. Right. See, that's another thing that you guys should do who have puppies, man. Why don't y'all, get somebody to help you, stack so people can see the structure of your dogs, man. I always try to be an example, right? The things that I speak about, I always like to show you guys before I speak on it. But a lot of y'all need to do that when y'all, showing your puppies, stack them so we can see the structure. Okay, so we can see the frame. I do that. Okay, I'm probably one of the few that stack pups. Okay, but anyway, when I was assessing him as a puppy, Jaws, the structure of that boy was ooey. He had a nice little spread to the chest. You know what I'm saying? Straight fronts, real tight paws. I don't give a fuck about the paws, but these are things that you gotta. I take notes on all my dogs. Had the tight paws, good angulation. You know what I'm saying? He had a nice little, the skeletal, the skull area was nicely shaped in proportions, the jaw, the muzzle. So he always had that sex appeal when it comes to the visuals, you know what I'm saying? But then he also grew up with fucking Shaka, the Warrior King, which is the ultimate asshole, which is, the instigator, he's the knucklehead brother that you can never get a break. You know what I'm saying? Like you got that brother, the big brother or whatever, they're the same age, but you got that big brother that always picks on you and shit like that. That's who Shaka was. You know what I'm saying? He always gonna pick on him. But one thing that I respected about Jaws is because he's so chill, he knew how to handle Shaka to where Shaka would never go to the point of no return. Shaka would test him and try to get him to, fight back. But he knew how to play him, you know what I'm saying? He knew how to turn his back to him. And then, if you're not doing that extra credit shit, Shaka like, if you ain't trying to give it to me, I'm gonna fucking leave you alone. So for me, I'm okay with that, right? I'm okay with that because I'm not using him for any type of illegal purposes. You know what I'm saying? Like I all my dogs are pieces to a puzzle. You understand that? So anyway, shout out to all of you. Instagram, Facebook, for y'all condolences, y'all respect, for the passing of Jaws, gone but not forgotten. All the ones who got DNA off of Jaws, hopefully y'all know what to do with them. You know what I'm saying? As far as those offspring. So salute to y'all. But at the end of the day, like I always tell y'all, I got DNA on all my dogs. Y'all already know I got Jaws on ice, so he'll forever live in my fucking in the ice chest over there at my fertility clinic, who got him on ice. So his DNA is always there. And, out of respect of him and what he brought to my camp, you know what I'm saying? Is as far as his physique, his temperament, man, so loving, man. The boy dog's so loving. My wife everybody loves Shaka, man. I mean, not Shaka, but Jaws, man. My wife loved him. Everybody loved him. Great personality, you know what I'm saying? Beautiful dog, very athletic. You know what I'm saying? Thinking dog, man, what I got for him in the future, though, you already know y'all already know how the coach is going to do. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to be a pit bull. You know what I mean? The future for him is not a pit bull. You know what I'm saying? We got to go ahead and we got to put more sauce into him. I'm about to take him and put more salt, put a bigger motor into his ass. You know what I'm saying? We about to put the hybrid vigor on his ass. That's what I'm going to do with those straws for me. So I just want to give you guys much love and respect for the love. I mean, man, Facebook, all y'all, IG, you know, y'all really just, just gave him his honor, gave him his flowers. And, I really appreciated that, man. You know what I mean? A lot of y'all, man. Motherfuckers, and my brothers was calling me, hey, coach, you okay? Everything good? Like, I respect y'all for that, man. You know what I mean? And that just makes me proud, to have created Jaws, and to showcase him to y'all, and y'all give him the love, y'all give him his flowers, man. So, what I mean? Gone but not forgotten. And like I said, the coach got his DNA, so he's still gonna live through me. You know what I'm saying? He'll live through me. That's guaranteed. So another thing I would like to discuss before we get to the topic, man, before we get to cooking and stuff, is, like doing what I do is a lonely path, right? And you're gonna get all types of people who are gonna show up at your games, right? Because how the coach always talk about, EA Sports in the game, right? And that's me. But I'm like that expansion team, you know what I'm saying? I'm a whole different beast. And I over the years of doing content, I've learned a lot, about myself, about the world, about social media, all the things I've learned. I've learned a lot, right? And by learning, I had to learn from somewhere certain things to elevate me, my dogs, and my program to get in the spotlight, right? I had to learn these things from somewhere, right? And I've mentioned this before, but I'll mention it again because it ties into what I'm talking about. I give a shout out to Lion's Lair out there in the UK, which is no longer doing dogs and shit. It is what it is. Everybody had a time. Life shifts you, right? Anyway, but I give a shout out to them because, I was always, and I'm still a connoisseur of dogs. And I've seen multiple pictures of dogs, dogs on leashes and, whatever. I've done seen so many videos. I've done seen all kind of shit, right? Because I'm a dog connoisseur like us all, right? And even coming into social media, I didn't really know how to present my dogs. I'm a rookie to the game of social media. I don't even have a personal social media. That's the type of Negro I am. I'm private. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm a diplomat. I move where I'm supposed to move. You don't even know how I'm moving. You know what I'm saying? I move like the president. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, but these dogs, it's different. Now I had to learn a whole way of being. You know what I mean? Showcasing and want people to check me out. I had to learn that. So then, I get that view. I get a view of a dog, right? AK's Daddy Gunner. Okay, y'all know the story, but I'm gonna summarize it. AK's Daddy Gunner, and I seen him in the presentation made me go click on the profile, the presentation of the dog. I've seen many red dogs. You know what I'm saying? I've had red noses and shit. I mean, I've done seen many, many, many red dogs. You know what I'm saying? Many. My partner's got red dogs and all that shit. Many, but I never seen one presented like fucking Gunner. AK's daddy. I go and I click on the profile because the picture captivated me. You know what I'm saying? Because at that time, he didn't know. He just was doing him. Simon. That's his name, right? Salute to Simon, man. He didn't know that I was looking for a certain type of characteristic to add to my program. He didn't know that. He just was posting his dogs. But the way he presented his dogs to someone like me who is into high performance, who wanted performance, that red dog, his red dog, Gunner, said high performance to me. I clicked on the profile. Then I go to the profile. I look at all the. I'm up there fucking. I'm just scrolling, liking. I'm reading comments. Everybody. It's everybody's like touche on the play. Everybody agreeing and all the shit. I'm like, damn it, man, this motherfucker got some goddamn dogs. And not only that, they look like they fucking top tier, high performance type dogs. So right there, ladies and gentlemen, is where it changed for me. Right there, seeing the example that Simon set, unbeknownst, he set an example for me. That's him. That's who he is as a dog man. Respect, Simon. But how you presented something that I saw down my fucking timeline that popped, that made me like, let me go click. Then I go all down, I see consistency. I'm like, oh, I got to step my game up. Not only did I say that, I'm like, oh, I'm going to get a dog off of this motherfucker. And fast forward, I eventually got a dog. And then from that point on, y'all, I started learning my crap. I started like, okay, damn it. Seems like Simon really, you know what I mean? He got his dogs all cut up, all looking good, all diced up. They all look like they fucking muscled up in condition. Okay, well, shit, I love condition. I got the fucking weight pull track. I got all the weight pull shit. I live on a goddamn mountain. I got a fucking wall climb. I got all the shit. Weight pull harnesses. I spent a lot of money on. I got all different sizes of shit. I got all the shit to do what I do best, which is condition. So from that point on, y'all, I gotta get my photos up. I gotta get action photos. I gotta make sure my dogs look good before I post them. And I was working at it. I started working at it. And as I was working on it, I was getting better at it. My dogs getting better conditioned. They started looking better looking. I started, after taking hundreds of photos just to get one, 200 photos to get two, like real shit. Then I started, my content started popping. All the people started coming to my games. Because I'm EA Sports in the game now, but nobody know me. You know what I mean? Nobody know me. I'm not worthy enough for people I'm not worthy enough for an audience, y'all. But I copied somebody who made me go to their game. And I seen all of the audience that they had. So I'm like, ooh, that's who I'm going to fucking mirror my program. That's how I'm going to present my dogs. And I worked at it. Try to figure out the algorithm 3 times a day. I was doing all that shit. All of it. Fast forward to what I'm talking about. So I know how to captivate my audience, the naysayers, the haters, the spectators, the supporters, commentators. I know it now. I'm a veteran. 3 years of fuck 3 years. What the fuck am I talking about? 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 7 years. 7 years in the game of social media. Ooh, I'm a veteran now. You know what I'm saying? I know intermediate. I'm veteran. I know how to manipulate the algorithm. I know how to get all the people. I know how to do all of it now. I know what the algorithm likes. I know what's going to bring everybody to my game. All the ones I mentioned, I know how to bring them to my games, right? What do I mean by my games? Anything that I post and I want to bring you there, I know how to do it. Okay. So I was just, of course, doing my day to day. And, of course, every day I look at AK and, even though AK is not, the looking all shredded weak like he is, he still look good. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not, I don't have the time to do all the work I was doing. I'm doing other shit. But he still looks amazing. He's still who he is. You know what I'm saying? Looking at his offspring, his sons, and, I got one of his daughters, like just looking at AK and what, and knowing all the shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn it, man. And then not only that, shout out. I'm going to give a shout out to Manny. Okay. Manny. All right. And I reached out to Manny too. All right. And like I said, all this week, and we're going to close it up and we're going to get to it. We're going to get into the topic tonight, but let me land this shit. So I want to give a shout out to Manny because Manny got a litter on the ground. And salute to all my brothers, Functional Focus and Madden Productions, who got AK grandkids. So salute to all y'all. Okay. But I want to give a specific shout out to Manny. And Manny didn't know this, but Manny did a breeding that I was going to do later on down the line because I have my standard pit bull line. Then I have my XL pit bull Draco line. And then I was going to go take it another step further. You already know I was going to make the double XL AK-47. I was going to make the AK-47 double XLs were so that you, as a consumer that can afford one, can get you one AK size. I was going to double down on AK, inbred AK. But that's you know what I mean. We put that in the back. That's in the back. You know what I'm saying? The world ain't ready for that. They can't afford that. They ain't ready for that. But anyway, I was thinking about Manny and his puppies. Right? I saw his puppy post his puppies and the formula that he had. I was thinking about his formula. I was like, yo, because of the shift I've been doing, and I had one of them Shaka Africa inbred brother and sister breedings that I did. Okay. With Africa and Shaka. I had one of those females, okay? Black bitch, okay? Serious bitch, okay? I had to rehome her because of the situations that the adjustments, the audibles, the pivot that I had to make. Didn't want to, but hey. But I had a plan to take her to Black Hawk because then I was going to solidify my pit bull line. Keep that going, okay? Along with having my XL Pitbull. I was going to have all three lines for me because that's what I wanted to create. I wanted my own standard American Pitbull Terrier line. I wanted a larger version, what I called the XL Pitbull Draco line. And then I wanted the double XL AK-47 Chopper Pitbull line. That was my plan of action. Okay, my line. You see, you hear my emphasis. You hear the point I'm making. My lines. Salute to all the OGs that got their own line, that made their own legacy, but I'm in to create my own legacy. So I have my plan. So, I'm like, damn it, man. Manny don't even know this, but Manny beat me to the punch. I was going to do that breeding that Manny did. Manny bought an AK-47 Child Africa puppy because he was always a fan of AK. And Manny's a pit bull dude. Him and his brothers, they pit bulls. They game pit bull dudes. You know what I'm saying? And to all you naysayers too that might be listening and shit, man, bro, I got a lot of motherfucking game pitbull OGs, real game pitbull connoisseurs, game pitbull niggas with programs and shit like that got AK shit, man. And they and man, oh man, do they fucking brag? Are they braggadocious about it? Man, oh man. But I digress off of that. It's a whole nother play. Okay. But there's a lot of there's a lot of game. People be in my comment section talking that dumb shit. It's like, bro, you don't even know. You ain't even ever experienced what I got, motherfucker. Matter of fact, my price tag is too much. The price tag is too much, so you couldn't even afford it. And even if you did, you'd be so stupid that you would just miss it. But to those who can't afford it, they know what time it is. But let me digress back to Manny. Manny got the AK in Africa shit, okay? Because he wanted an AK piece, so he got it. Boom. Then he was like, man, I'm a fan of Shakas. So I had that Shaka breed. And I hit up Manny and like, hey, Manny, what's good, bro? I got the deal for you, man, because I'm going to take care of your second puppy. Blessed him. Ah! So then he got a Shaka inbred, double down on my shit, brother and sister breed. So that drive that I talk about, that prey drive, the highest level pain tolerance, all the shit that I put maximum to the maximum, he got that double time with that bitch off of Shaka in Africa. He went ahead and bred them together, right? So that's 3 times my blood because that's AK in Africa is his AK son, and then Shaka in Africa is his female, and he bred them two together. So man, that sauce. So I reached out to him. I was like, bro, first and foremost, man, I had to give you a props. I just thought about it, and this week, cause I was just assessing my shit, and I just thought like, yo, man, he got the shit. Oh, man, he got that fucking stupid hot. That green sauce, that what I mean. Remember that chip, that chip fucking challenge these motherfuckers used to do, make the bums and shit eat that hot ass chip and shit, and that shit is too hot. I had to tell Manny like, yo, Manny, you got one of those, right? And of course he already concurred that shit. He's like, yo, he already knows that the puppies is doing everything. The puppies is doing all that. The puppies is doing extra credit shit. We don't give that any credit. Because they puppies, all puppies do that shit. But when this is his experience with the sauce. He cooked that up. That's his sauce. That's his playbook. So now he's experiencing all the things that I was talking about when he was buying his puppies. About how these dogs are, how Shaka is, how this he's experiencing in his own production. So I had to give Manny his fucking flowers on that. Like, bro, you took my shit and beat me to the punch. And I'm glad that you got it. You know what I'm saying? And I respect your dogmanship. I respect your experience. And I know you know what the fuck you got. So big salute to my brother Manny on that. But as I wrap it up and land this plane, I went ahead and posted something. I posted, AK with Holy Spirit and Drake and Black Hawk, and and I gave a nice little, I know how to bring all you motherfucking naysayers, spectators, haters, and commentators out. I do. It's so easy to bring you out. Okay, this is why it's so easy to bring you out, because my content is just way above par, right? So, the algorithm's gonna like it because it's quality content. You know what I'm saying? The pictures is good, and then when you know the algorithm, you know how to, put the, like the description, you know what I mean? You gotta have the descriptions right. When, a lot of people write shit, it don't tie into the picture, and the algorithm is smart. They want things to tie together because they're pushing it to people based off of, how the picture ties into what you're talking about. A lot of people don't know that shit, but I do, you know what I mean? I've been doing it for many moons. So anyway, boom, the algorithm takes it off. And, doing dummy numbers on Facebook, you know what I mean? The stupid numbers, and, getting all the peanut gallery coming together. Hey, my stands is filling up. My stands is the comment section. My stands is filling up like they always do. I don't even be in the stands. They all had they be in there talking to each other and shit, like you had a fucking rivalry football game and shit. You motherfuckers, you got the stands over there fucking bickering them. You know what I mean? So, man, oh man, it just confirms, man. It just confirms to me, like it always has, before I figured everything out and before I've gotten to this point where I got a platform. You know what I mean? It just shows me that, by me being a pioneer, you guys, that I always encourage you guys to do, by me, mirroring those who I respect, and not only that, I'm willing to put in the work like they did, by me mirroring, Lion's Lair, and and just admiring what he did, and with his dogs, his program, spending top tier money with him, breaking bread, 12 bands with him, like, just showing, not just talking about it, but being about it. A lot of people talk about it, and the coach is a doer. I'll talk about it later. That's why I'm the coach, right? I already got the accolades. That's why I can talk about it. See what I'm saying? But anyway, you know what I mean? Man, I mean, the shit going through the roof. I mean, I shared it on my stories, just to kind of show the world and show people again, like, bro, coach do numbers, man. The dogs do numbers. I always tell y'all, the dogs do numbers, man. That's why that's why AK is so popular, man. You know what I mean? Because I've been doing numbers on AK like that. I've been doing numbers, like AK been doing numbers. He bring them all out. People just, they see the dog. They, how the algorithm also work too. When people scroll and they stop, that's a point for the algorithm for you for them to keep sharing it. So when I post a picture before, because your motherfuckers don't read shit until afterwards. They don't read shit till they read the comments. And then after they read the comments, then they read your actual description. But what makes them fucking keep pushing your shit is when they scroll, right, and they stop on your shit for a certain amount of time, certain amount of seconds, then they keep pushing your shit, right? So I already know the photo is gonna make you stop. Right? That's how I know all them motherfucking naysayers and haters, they really fans, because why would you stop on it, motherfucker? The photo don't have nothing on the photo to make you stop, right? You stop because the photo do it. Then you see how many likes and shit it got, right? Oh, it's got a whole bunch of likes. Then you see all in the hundreds in the comments. Oh, let me read the comments. Then you see the peanut gallery and all the haters and naysayers. Then you go hop on the bandwagon. Oh, no, shit. Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck. Who the fuck? Then you read. Let me see why they're hating. Then it makes you even more mad because I'll be talking my shit. I'll be talking my motherfucking shit because I can. Now I'm really twisting your nipples, so I'm talking that shit, man. And then you be commenting more. And then guess what? The algorithm keep pushing me. So I want to give all you naysayers, spectators, and haters, and commentators, and all of you individual, and also all my supporters. You know what I mean? I want to give all y'all a salute, man, because you help promote. Unbeknownst to you, haters, naysayers, you really promoting me. You know what I'm saying? And I had somebody in my comment section say something, which is crazy. This is just confirmation from God, right? So I was watching, PBK had a little thing on BKK Kennels. He had a little interview or whatever, man. I've seen this a while ago, but I've seen it again this week, and I watched it. Anyway, he's talking about the haters and, how these people hate because he's doing his own thing and da-da-da-da. He don't give a fuck. He just uses that for promotion. And, he's a master salesman. All this stuff he's talking this shit, right? And so somebody in my comment section said, oh, we got another BKK. I'm like, what the fuck? How ironic is that? I just was watching a BK. Then they compare me to BKK because I'm on my own shit. Because I'm promoting my own shit. I'm talking highly about my shit. I can stand firm on my productions, my cookups, because they original. And they make you fucking stop and look. They make you fucking break time out of your day to comment. My dogs do, not my mouth, not me fucking talking, not my presence, not me showing you my cars and all the material shit. The dogs, plural, because I got a whole bunch of them that have people stopping and staring, like, you know, R.I.P. Jaws and all of them. But anyway, I want to give a big salute to Mania. I digress. And let's cook, shall we? Let's cook. Who's the master? Show Nuff. Hey, show Nuff, you over there, fool, nigga. Inquisitive Dijon, big salute to you. Rogue Wolf Project, big salute. Yeah, we're gonna cook tonight. We're gonna cook tonight. This is a good one. And you know, when we in a classroom we teach it, you know, it's not entertainment, and you know, most people probably don't got the attention span to pay attention in class, but you know, it's a lot of good information that we have on these modern dog marvels. And you know, it'll be wise if y'all paid attention, because you might learn something about these dogs that we talking about, man, because we're really breaking it down and building it back up like engineers are supposed to do. That's what we do. But let me go ahead and drop that link. Let me drop that link, and if you are qualified, please hit that shit. That's right, if you are qualified. But other than that, man, hey, thank y'all, man. Shit, bro. Coach always, man, we do numbers, man. The dogs do numbers. I love that, man. I like to shut niggas up like, hey, show me your dog that is in the thousands of likes and hundreds of thousands of fucking views and shit. Just your dog that does that. Show me your dog that brings all the naysayers, the spectators, the haters, and the commentators out each and every time you post them. Come on, man. That's why they hate and love AK so much, because AK is the real nigga, man. He that nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers wish they had him and shit. So instead, because they don't have him, they want to hate on him, but they really be like, man, that nigga really is tight though. But fuck that nigga. I ain't got it and shit. Fuck him. Fuck Coach. Fuck AK. Caveman.
What's happening?
What's good, Caveman?
What's up, fellas?
Young ready.
Good, ready?
Good week.
Oh, man. Great week. Man, shit, man. I had to go ahead and I had to flex on him a little bit. Ready?
Nah, you got to, though. You got the sauce over there, man.
I had to flex on him, man. You know what I mean? And you know, it's like, damn it, man. When you really do this shit and you really put in the time and the effort, and it's you, right? You originated the shit, and it's getting motion.
Yeah.
You know, it just hits a little different when you wasn't on that sheeple type of shit, right? You was pioneering. You was, you know what I mean? Of course you're gonna get everybody hating and shit, but you stuck to your guns. You know what I'm saying? Like I told y'all, 7 years on social media. 7 years. You know, to get to this point where, you know what I'm saying? I mean, motherfuckers know me. Motherfuckers know what my dogs is. They know what I'm about. You know what I mean? Promoting these herder litters for the past, 2.5 years. Motherfuckers are still anticipating. Still can't wait. You know, that's something I learned because I've been on social media enough to where, you know, I know how to keep people on the hook now. You know, I don't want to pre-ejaculate no more. You know, when you're young and you first get in some pussy, you start you start fumbling and shit.
Yeah.
Right? Then you learn over time how to deal with it. Now you ain't fumbling no more. You know what I mean? So that's what I've learned over time is how to deal with social media, how to deal with these naysayers and spectators. Like I don't even respond to them no more. I don't play into that shit. Y'all help me, man. You know what I'm saying? I done figured it out. You know, so big salute, you know, to AK and, you know, and I mean, man, Jaws, all my dogs that
salute all the dogs.
Yeah, that keep pushing my wave, you know what I mean? And that's why I always encourage y'all, like, hey, man, I always tell K-Man, like, show your shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you might not be getting the wave you want right now, but like I just mentioned,
time,
7 years, K-Man, chat. 7 years of posting. You know, it took me to actually get it to where I know how to do it now.
Yeah.
But if I was
I'm on my second run. I've already done it once.
there you go. Then you already know what it is. Then you know what I'm saying. You already know. But you know, some people don't really know what it takes to really get your wave going, and it takes a lot of work, y'all. It takes, but you got to mirror somebody who's already got a wave. I mean, that's just the reality of it, and that's the fastest way for you to catch yours. You know, I'm talking about in your content, as far as your content. Your program ain't got to mirror them, but you know how they present their content, you mirror that. And then voila, you catch a wave. So God is good. Man, let's go ahead and put this on the ticker, y'all. And then let me go ahead and get our assistant coach in here, man. Miss ChatGPT. Yeah, we gotta definitely get our girl up in here. Let's see, we got that. Let me make sure we got her over here. Make sure we got her over here. And then make sure I got this over there. Okay.
What was that, caveman? It was dark. I couldn't really see that.
Yeah, I'm sitting outside by the fire. My Great Dane stud's laying next to me.
Mm.
You kind of see the fire reflecting off.
Big ass head.
Yeah, his head's huge.
Yeah, we can't. Shit, let me see it, K man. Or let me see him. Can you show him, or it's kind of? Yeah, it's kind of hard to see. It's dark. It's too dark.
I don't know what you can see.
Okay, I can see him. He's got like more black on him, huh?
Oh yeah.
Or is that just the shadow?
No, he's black. Black
That's a
with
good
a
boy.
white nose, white chest, white feet.
Nice. Ooh, that boy big too.
Yeah, that's a big boy.
Yeah, he ain't as big as that Kangal.
Yeah, he's nice, man. So yeah, salute.
He's not as big as far as Great Danes go, but he's a huge dog. He's a beast, but the Great Danes get a lot bigger than him if you're breeding for size.
Well, we know. I mean, we gonna find out what they cooked them. I wonder if Miss ChatGPT is gonna find out the secret sauce of them big ones. You know what I mean? I might have to ask her real quick. Matter of fact, let me ask that bitch really quick. See if she gonna tell me real quick. So let me ask her real quick. Bear with us, chat. We gonna cook. You know what I mean?
I think the one new guy caveman is a Kurdish. Them joints are big too.
Oh, these motherfuckers are huge. Yeah, they're like the next step below the Malakli, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're big mastiff type. Yeah, he's got feet like a lion. He doesn't have feet like this Great Dane. He's got great big, huge, splayed out feet, and his toes are all separate. You can just look at his bones. His bones are super thick.
So we got like a mastiff type bone.
Yeah, his forearms are as big as mine, big as my wrist.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he got a big one.
He got a big one, man.
Oh, he's huge. He's the first dog I've ever held on to that almost drugged me. I've had huge mastiffs and bloodhounds and all kinds of dogs that high drive dogs, and that's the first dog that I had. Like I started sliding, I had to get another footing and kind of lift up on him a little. At 10 months old.
Yeah, he's still growing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still growing, man. So, man, let's cook, man. And of course, before I cook, before, because you already know, our, assistant coach, you know what I mean? She gonna have us dialed in, you know what I mean? So she gonna have the outline for us and all that good shit. But, like, what do you, let's say, ready? No, what do you know about the Kangal just off the cuff, off your own, studies and research on your own? Like what could you say about the Kangal, what they're about, the variances, all the shit that what can you speak on that before we really dig deep into the breakdown?
I know that is the strongest dog in the world. It's takes out wolf. It's a wolf killer.
Okay.
Bear deterrent. Man stopper. It's everything out there on the plains in the field. Livestock guardian at its finest. No dog could match it in the ring. We're not doing that, but overseas, I've seen it. No dog could match it in the ring. It's number one.
I see. Well, hold on. I gotta stop you because we probably got some diehard pit bull guys that might peek in the back of the class and who might think that the pit bull is just the ultimate kill everything type of dog type shit. When you say that type of shit for the pit bull guys, they might think you're capping, man.
It's in writing.
I'm telling you, as a veteran pit bull owner and breeder and a Kangal owner, this dog will take your pit bull's head right off.
Right off. It's no dog like it. But
I'm glad that you guys mentioned that because we're gonna get in. We're gonna get into the whole breakdown and we're gonna make it make sense, right? Because that's what we do as engineers. But there's people with no palate, no dog palate. They would think that we capping and all these type of things, and by you saying such a strong statement, both of you guys, there's just like they no way, the pit bull will kill anything, But when you're dealing with a dog that has that level of strength, and you got to understand when a dog is fearing, defending itself and defending the flock against big ass predators like a bear and wolves. I mean, you got to think about, if your pit bull went up against a bear, it's not going to get close enough to do any damage to that bear. That bear is going to probably eat it alive because that's like small prey to a damn bear. You know what I'm saying? So if a Kangal can really put that type of fear, not only that, I'm sure that when any animal feels pain, that's where they got the flight or fight, type of click that goes on, right? So if you're dealing with a dog like a Kangal, which supposedly has the highest level of bite pressure of any dog biting a bear, that bear feels that bite. That's what checks. I think that's what checks the bear enough to where it will flee. You know what I'm saying?
yep.
Ain't no people doing that type of damage to no goddamn bear.
No, the Kangal there would be no fight. Literally, there would be no fight. Like the Kangal would end it that fast. I've seen it with Bouviers, and Bouviers ain't shit compared to this dog. This is you can't even comprehend something like this until you got your handle on the lead.
You have your hand on one. And that's the experience that I was telling people. It's like when you have a palate for dogs and you have different breeds, right? It opens your mind up to the abilities of these different breeds of dogs. And it's like until you actually own one to assess it, because if you only been in tune with one dog and you are so biased because that's all you can't judge anything unless you own it and actually see it for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
to have that Kangal in front of you, you know, you get a certain level of respect for its abilities. And then when you see its strength, you know, and like for me, I've seen my dogs speed and agility, which blew my mind for a dog that size. You know what I'm saying? Now she's a female and she's got some size on her. But to see how agile and fast that bitch is fucking blew my mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, that bitch is fast as a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And got stupid cuts. You know what I'm saying? And to hear, you know, her deterrent type, you know, because, you know, they use it as a deterrent at the end of the day, but to hear the bark, you know, like that bitch is on anything that's outside the flock. She's on anything like ready. She hear it, woo, she's up, ready for it.
Yeah, for a Kangal, I believe that bark for a Kangal is more of a rally to the troops, because when they get their target in sight, they're going after it.
Yeah.
And they don't lay around like a Pyrenees.
No. Well, okay, my bitch was because she's actually locked up. Yours free roams, mine doesn't. So my bitch, she just, you know, she's chill. She don't bark nothing. She don't do nothing until she hears outside. Then she hears something outside. She, you know, she reared up, ready to go. You know what I'm saying? So I've experienced her temperament as very, very chill, you know, because they got to be with the sheep. So most of the time, if they're not moving around, they're going to be laid up with the shepherd chilling. So that's kind of what I've experienced.
Yeah. Okay. And then now we're going to get into the topic of what is there 5 different types of Kangal?
Well, we're going to find out. So
and we actually have 2 different
and country, like
we have different types of Kangals for one.
Oh yeah. Well, here, let me do this here real quick. Hold on. Make sure I got everything there. Yep, we're gonna go here. And then okay, so you guys see that screen, right?
Yeah.
I can't. I mean, I see that you have a screen up there, but there's no way I can read that.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and like make it larger. Okay. And then let's see here. Okay. So let's go ahead and kick it off. Overview of the breed. Breed name, Kangal, also known as Kangal. Man, I'm not gonna pronounce that, y'all. Okay.
Kobagi.
Yeah, I know we're gonna slaughter that because that's in a whole nother language as far as how they pronounce it. You know what I'm saying? But you know, also known as Kangal. Origin, Sivas Province, Central Anatolia, Turkey. Okay. Primary function, livestock guardian, especially against wolves, bears, and jackals. Type, ancient land race guardian dog, not originally a standardized breed in the Western sense. Okay, so that right there, pay attention to that though.
They're still not, mine isn't.
Okay, so y'all pay attention to that. Okay, chat and anybody who's listening in the class tonight. Okay, and this is how a lot of these different type of breeds in the earlier stages of them being created, that they weren't standard breeds. They were a type of dog to do a job. So whatever they decided to put in them to keep them doing the job was up to their discretion. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah,
so
and
go ahead.
They still don't have them bred tight like the Westerners, because I seen the brother to this dog, and my dog looks like you took a Irish Wolfhound and bred it with an English Mastiff, and the other dog looked like a slightly more English Mastiff version of him, and they were litter mates.
He was bigger, right?
My dog was bigger. The other dog was broader and shorter haired and shorter muzzle, thicker head, tighter skin. I mean, not drastically different, but you could, you know what I mean? You can see, especially if you're a breeder and you pay attention to every inch of the dog.
Right, you can see the variance.
Yeah. But you can see the Irish Wolfhound heavy in my dog.
Wow. Okay. So as we see in the overview, shout out to Coach ChatGPT, man. She always plugs us. You know what I'm saying? But she's letting us know at the end of the day that because these are working dogs, this is not a show dog. They're everything that it has to do with the job is how they're breeding them dogs. Okay. It's not about, oh, they gotta all look identical and all this shit. Nah, man, that's not how you create performance dogs anyway. This is so understand which classroom we are in. I know you guys in the chat know, I know we know, but there might be others who might come across this content, come across this particular class session, this modern dog marvels on the Kangal, and they might not get it, but understand that when you're dealing with performance, you need variance to increase performance. You keep inbreeding, you fucking diminish performance. We know better, but some people don't know better. Okay, and also when you're dealing with dogs who are free thinkers like the Kangal, which we'll get into that, you don't want no dumbass one-trick pony ass dogs. Okay, pay attention in class. All right, so let's go. Modern recognition, officially recognized by Turkish Kennel Club, KIF. Okay, I'm not going to pronounce that. Okay, International FC I Group 2, and separately recognized by the UKC, United Kennel Club, and other registries. Origins, Anatolian roots. The Kangal traces back thousands of years to the high steps and plateaus of central Anatolia, modern day Turkey. Okay, archaeological and genetic evidence suggests its lineage stems from ancient Mesopotamian livestock dogs depicted in Assyrian relief. What's that? Reliefs. Reliefs. I think it's reliefs. Reliefs. 2000 to 1000 BCE. Dogs used by the Sumerians, Hittites, and later Persians as flock guardians and war dogs. Okay, war dog. I didn't know war dogs. Indigenous to Central Asian Mastiffs type dogs brought westward by migrating tribes, possibly Scythians, early Turkic nomads. Okay. The town of Kangal. All right. The breed gets its name from the Kangal districts in Sivas province, where the centuries semi-nomadic shepherd bred them for. Okay. Courage, loyalty, and protective instinct. Resistance to Anatolia's extreme climate, Anatolia's extreme climate, ability to fend off wolves, bears, and thieves without leaving their flock. All right. Selective land race development. Unlike Western kennel breeds created by closed registries, the Kangal evolved as a functional land race. Selected by shepherds for performance, not appearance. Emphasize. We need to emphasize this because this is how we think. This is how you all should think. Pay attention in class. Take your notes, okay? Selected by shepherds for performance, not appearance. Crossbreeding was rare due to geographic isolation. Only the best guardians proven against predators were bred. Thus, the Kangal became one of the purest surviving working Mastiff type lines on Earth. All right. So, what do you get by that when they say crossbreeding was rare? What does that mean to you, K-Man?
It means they were. I mean, they explained it. They were geographically, they were like landlocked within their village or little group of villages. You know, they're in mountain valleys and shit, and they weren't taking their horses 800 miles to go get their dogs studded out across the mountain range.
So do you think they would have experienced the earlier stages of the breed? Do you think I mean, obviously we know the answer, but do you think they would have experienced inbreeding depression by that point?
No, you don't have to. I mean, they weren't literally breeding their own dogs.
Right.
All the time. There was other dogs.
Right.
And depending on where you lived, some of them bred wolf into those Kangals.
That's what I wanted you to say, K-Man. That's what I wanted you to say, K-Man. classroom, pay attention what K-Man just said to y'all, right?
Yeah.
See, you got to read in between the lines when you read these things. Like K-Man said, yes, the area, but every dog man had their dogs bred differently. So yeah, no crossbreeding was really in play because they were landlocked. But like you said, I don't know what you did to breed your fucking line of family of dogs, Caveman. Reddy, I don't know how you cross your family of dogs. You don't know how I cross my family of dogs, right? We could have had all kind of different wolves we threw up in there as an outcross, all kind of shit from different families of wolves. Or whatever else we might come across. I might come across a Great Dane or a Mastiff, and you didn't. And I bred that into my shit. And I saw you. I'm like, man, my fucking line was, my line is kind of diminishing, man. I like your shit. Let's breed. So thank you, Caveman, for clarifying that, because I want it. Go ahead.
And on the inbreeding thing, I think the people that were landlocked there in that mountain valley or on that plateau, I think their population was bigger than you would assume. This wasn't just one or two families up there. This is people had that land settled for 6,000 years or whatever at that point.
Right.
Correct. You got anything to add to that, Reddy, or you good?
Nah, Caveman hit it right on the nose with the wolves.
Yeah, he did. And the different families and different tribes. That's all in that land who had, whatever resources they had with their family of Kangals. You know what I'm saying? So, but like I said, I want the chat and also people who might be listening to the classroom to understand that don't mean that they all everybody had the same dog. You know what I'm saying? There's variances because you just think about how tribes even got there to begin with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And where they came from to even settle there in that area. So salute to that. So here we go. Evolution in modern history. Okay, early 20th century, before the 1970s, Kangals were largely unknown outside of Turkey. Western travelers and researchers encountered them while studying the broader Anatolian Shepherd dog population. Okay, confusion with the Anatolian Shepherd. Okay, when Turkish dogs were imported to the West, especially to the US and UK during the 1960s and 1980s, multiple types from across Turkey were lumped under the label Anatolian Shepherd. These included Kangals, Akbash, and other regional shepherd dogs. Over time, enthusiasts and Turkish authorities argued that the true Kangal was a distinct pure Turkish breed, not just a variant of the Anatolian Shepherd. Okay, so you guys understand why people call the Kangal Anatolian Shepherds?
Yeah.
Does that make sense now?
Yep.
Okay, because it's from the what? I don't know if that's a city, a country, or Anatolia. I don't know what that is. A tribe, Anatolia, but they put them under. It's like an umbrella term for those Kangals when they move westward into the UK. They just call them Anatolian Shepherd because they came from.
From Anatolia is the area.
Yes,
and it's the big area that encompasses all the like Turkey and all them other places.
Okay. So classroom, you guys understand that. So when somebody tell you, oh, that's an Anatolian Shepherd, well, motherfucker, what is an Anatolian Shepherd? It's a fucking Kangal, you stupid idiot. Okay. Now, Turkey wanted to, like you said, they wanted to say, okay, well, ours is the purest because we're here in Turkey and we breed ours a certain type of way.
Well, they did. They were right, yes, because the Akbash is nothing. I mean, it's a white Kangal, maybe it's long-haired white Kangal, but it's not. Just like the Gamper. The Gamper is like a sable version of your dog.
Yeah, but then
Look just like your dog, but the color of a wolf.
Yeah.
But and the Kangals are just fawn. That's it. Well, the Turkish Kangal, there is I think it's called the Karapak Kangal, spelled with a C.
Yeah.
It's black and white.
Oh yeah, we're gonna find out the different variances pretty soon. Okay, so salute to the classroom, man. We cooking, man. Okay, officially recognized 1990s to 2000. Turkey declared the Kangal a national treasure. exportation was restricted for a time. 2018, FCI originally recognized the Kangal as a distinct breed, separate from the Anatolian Shepherd. Okay. Genetic characteristics and relationships. Genetic studies. Genetic analyses shows that Kangals from a distinct cluster separate from other Anatolian dogs and from European Mastiffs. Okay. So again, that's where that size come from. It comes from a European Mastiff, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the Wolfhound.
Okay. Let's see if she picks that up with the Wolfhound. Okay, so high genetic homogeneity due to geographic isolations in Sivas. Closest genetic relatives include Akbash, that's Western Turkey. That's a lighter, longer-haired white coat. Okay, there's the Koban, Turkish Shepherd dog population. Okay, that's a generic. It says generic Turkish Shepherd dog population. The Koban. You ever heard of that one?
Yeah.
The what?
The Koban. Kobegi.
Yeah, Kobegi,
Nope.
whatever they call that. They say that's the generic. They call it the generic Turkish Shepherd dog population.
That's like the
so
ones
it's just
that's just breeding and breeding. The
breeding
strays.
whatever without breeding for type.
Yeah, strays.
Okay, then there's the Central Asian
off chocolate. That's that big joint. That they be like, yeah, it has the stopping power of a 357 Magnum.
That's the Central Asian Akvachaka.
Avcharka.
Yeah.
Avcharka. It's also the Central Asian Shepherd.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's the alibi. Central Asian Shepherd, Central Asian Avcharka is the alibi. You're talking about the Caucasian Avcharka.
No, it says Central Asian Avcharka.
Right, but ready, I think is maybe not, but there's a Caucasian Caucasian
yeah, there's a
Avcharka.
Caucasian Avcharka too.
Yeah,
they all look the
like
same,
the wolf color,
similar.
Wow, that Caucasian something else.
The Central is the short coat version of the Caucasian.
Yeah, I would. Yeah,
and they also call them the alibi or the Volkadov.
Yeah, right. Well, alibi just means spotted dog. Volkadov is a type of Central Asian Shepherd. See, they're like the Kangal. They have different types. Volkadov is the one that we all know, that big Mastiffy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Volkadov. But that's a form of Central Asian Shepherd. Then you have your Aboriginal type, which is your more large size working dog that's made for traveling. The nomadic, when they say nomadic, that's the ones that roam around with the sheep. Then you got your plantation big Mastiff type dogs that are more of homebodies. And it's the same in Kangals, same in Avcharkas.
LGD.
Yeah, all of them. You know, they have a nomadic type, and then they have like a farm type.
Okay, and they say that the Central Asian Avcharka is a distant cousin of the Kangal. It says not directly related to the English Mastiff or the Western Guardian breeds. Okay, which are the ones that we just described. It says not directly related to the English Mastiff or the Western Guardian breeds. Okay, so it says number two. Go ahead, Kevin. Go ahead.
They came out of the Tibetan Mastiff instead of the English. Those LGDs come from the Tibetan Mastiff.
Oh wow, I like the Tibetan Mastiffs. I like them dogs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Reddy showed me a damn video where they done hoard out the Tibetan Mastiffs so much that they got so many of them that they just let them loose and shit.
Yeah.
Nice.
The motherfuckers, they got so many of them, they gotta, you know what I mean? They're just letting them die off and shit. Cause they,
Yeah,
I guess they
you could go there. Nah, this dude saved them from the meat market, and he put them in like this field, like this old factory field, and he's feeding them in the like this trowel, these trowels.
Yeah. I noticed they do that a lot over there. They feed their dogs in troughs and they feed them slop.
Yep.
And they cook them up slop and pour it in.
Yeah, that was crazy, man. Because you know them Tibetan Mastiffs was going for freaking crazy dollars, $500,000, $1 million. Crazy
2
shit.
million. Yeah.
Yeah, back in the day, and I guess they was like, "Oh, we're gonna capitalize off of this," and then that shit went. Wah, wah, wah.
And none of them dogs look like those dogs they were showing in the picture with the hair all done.
Well, you know
Done
why?
up.
They didn't put the damn fucking perm on them and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a different type, though. Like I was saying about the other
That's
ones.
different shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit crazy, man.
Yeah. They got the
They
show
got the
type and then the
they
working
got the
type.
they got the hairy version, that fluff, and they got the low coat, the short coat.
If you look at the Kangals in Africa, they're kind of small. They're
Well,
like
I mean, look how hot it is out there, though. You really can't be truly a heavy set type dog and survive that Africa shit.
yeah, region and job title have a lot to do with how a dog ends up looking.
Right, and that's why, you know, if they didn't really have a breed type early on, is based off of where location and what jobs they were doing, and you know what I mean, is how them dogs were going to be bred and how they were going to look.
Yep.
Which makes sense.
Yep. And then one of those people that had a specialized group of dogs, they wanted to be separated from the majority as their own breed.
Like
their
the
own type. Like Turkish, yeah.
Yep. They're like, hey, ours is different than y'all's. Hold on, man. All right, so let's hit.
They're like, yeah, we're not breeding Akbash and shit into ours.
Yeah, ours is
we're not breeding white dogs.
Yep. All right, let's hit number 2. It says breed formation influences. While no modern breeds created the Kangal, okay, it predates most. Its ancestral pool likely includes ancient Syrian Molossers, Central Asian steppe guardian dogs. Thank you, Reddy. Indigenous Anatolian pariah and herding dogs. So, I mean, we don't even know what them dogs are, huh? I never heard of any of them dogs.
The Molossers.
That's
like the old. That's the old Mastiffs.
Yeah, that's Mastiffs in general, though. But it says ancient Assyrian Mastiffs. Do you even know what those Mastiffs were?
Guardians.
Or what they look like?
Assyrian. Just big Mastiffs.
Where's Assyria on the map?
I've seen pictures of them.
Do they look like any other Mastiffs that we know? Could you relate?
Nah.
Okay, I'm about to say, could you give us a visual of what we might see today versus what they had then? Or they don't even look the same. It's just more of a big dog.
Because of the depiction and the artwork, it looks weird. But it's a big ass dog, and it had like armor on it. And they had like the spears. You know what I'm saying? Like they was like what's this shit? When they in the pit fighting the tigers and shit.
Yeah.
Like that type of shit.
Like the gladiator arena and shit.
Yeah. That's what it kind of looked like. Shit like that.
Okay.
With those.
What about the Central Asian steppe? I think that's what it's called.
Nah, it's that. It's that.
Okay, so steppe guardian dog. What about them dogs? What do they look like? Like a shepherd? Like a German
Yeah.
shepherd?
They look like the off chocolate, like off chocolate-ish. Yep, like off chalkers.
Okay.
Types of off chalkers.
So let's say for the chat who don't know what an off chocolate, can you give a dog that might resemble that? You know, like anything that's kind of variant to that kind of Central Asians.
Maybe the alibi with no fur.
Okay. Now, what about the indigenous Anatolian pariah and herding dogs? What's that?
Those are like pariahs. Is like the stray wild type, like wild dog type, and the herding is like the shepherd dogs.
That'd be like the borzoi over there, wouldn't it?
What, the Anatolian pariah? Borzoi?
No, the herding dogs over there. Isn't that like the borzoi? That's over there. Right? That's like a collie. More of a sight hound looking. All their dogs.
Yeah, that's sight hound. That's a sight hound.
No.
Borzoi?
Saluki's a sight hound. Borzoi is a herding dog. They look kind of like a Saluki, which is the sight hound.
They're slim.
That size. But all their dogs over there look like a sight hound or look like a mastiff or a mix of the two. Pretty much. I mean, they're catching rabbits out on the plains, or they're, guarding against shit or fighting their dogs. That's pretty much all they do with their dogs.
Interesting.
At least the shepherds, the people we're talking about.
Okay. Well, let's break down their functional traits and temperament. Okay. So we go into the trait, right? We're going to start temperament first, and then the description of the temperament. Okay. So calm, loyal, protective, independent thinkers. Okay. So I own a Kangal. I can concur with what they said about the temperament. Okay. Very calm, very loving, loyal, protective, and independent thinkers. They don't need you to teach them a damn thing.
No.
You know what I mean? They kind of already instinctively know what like I said, they know their pack. They know who the alpha is, and then they automatically already understand anything outside of that. They willing to do what they got to do to protect it. And then that's what I've learned in their temperament, because I haven't taught my dog anything as far as like, do this, go do that, go fetch this. Like, she's automatically on it. You know what I'm saying? Loves my wife. I mean, she's just loving. She loves me, loves my wife. She doesn't get rattled with the other dogs. Like, the other dogs don't fucking phase her at all. They can be doing all kind of extra credit barking, all that shit. She'll just lay down. She won't do shit when they act stupid. She just be like laying down, like, you motherfucker, I ain't worried about you. Guardian instincts, naturally protective but rarely aggressive without cause. That's what I described right there. You know what I'm saying? No rah rah rah. None of that shit, man. Chill. But let something else come out. Let something outside of the pack come around and watch what happens. Loyalty, deeply bonded to the flock and family. I just described that too. Okay, energy level, moderate, burst of speed and powerful when provoked. I described how I experienced how fast and agile my dog is. That I never even thought that dog with that size would be that agile and fast. I was like, wow. this is a big ass fucking dog, but this bitch can move. And she got the fucking ski skirts and the cuts. Stop on a dime and, you know, cut real fast and all the shit that you like, damn, bitch. Intelligence. Okay. High problem solving and situational awareness. Now, because I'm not using my dog for what it was bred for, I haven't experienced her ability to figure shit out. You know what I mean? Now, Caveman will be able to do that in his arena because of what he does. Hunts and all the shit that Caveman do. So he'll be able to experience that. But I haven't experienced that based off of what I'm doing with my dog. Social behavior. Wary of strangers, but affectionate toward owners. I explained to you guys that. Loves my wife. Loves me. Understands the dogs is a part of her pack. So she, you know, she ain't trying to kill them.
How about when your family members come around and they look at the dogs, how they act, how she act towards them?
I haven't had any of, other than my nephew, you know what I'm saying? But he's been over here enough times to where she, you know what I'm saying? She understands.
Tolerates them now.
And that's them being problem solvers. Okay, so I would put that in the problem solving category of her being independent and understanding that I've seen him a few times enough to know that he is not a threat.
Not a threat, yeah.
Because she doesn't do all that extra credit shit when he come around. But that's the only one that's ever really been around to where she's like, what's that? You know what I'm saying? Outside of me and my wife.
Okay.
Let's see. Trainability. Strong-willed, requires confident leadership and consistency. I can agree with the requires confident leadership and consistency, but as far as trainability, like my girl, like she and maybe because I have a female and they're very strong energy toward male energy, like they really submissive to male energy. So to me, she do whatever I tell her to do. You know what I'm saying? She ain't never like try to challenge me like my males do, right? Like Tiger, Shark, and all them motherfuckers. She's always done whatever I told her to do. So I haven't had no problem with her being strong-willed. But see, K-Man, you might experience that because you have a male.
Yeah, I did with my Pyrenees Kangal male I had. Yeah, he tested me.
Okay. So that's something that, you know, any of you guys who might be interested in a Kangal, you know, pay attention to these traits and temperaments and stuff, because this is pretty much dead on. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much dead on.
Yeah, any dog with nerves of steel like that. And the Alaskan Malamute's another breed that's known for that. They will, at a certain point, try to take over your house.
Wow.
You let them know. They'll attack you and all that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to put them in check. You got to put their food up and make them do commands and beg you for food and put their ass in check. Might even have to whoop them.
Wow.
Yeah, but I mean, you want a serious dog, you better be able to. You're ready to handle a serious dog, because it's a dog that don't back down from bears and wolves and lions and shit. You know, what do you expect?
What do you expect? Facts, man. Yep, that's facts. You know, y'all pay attention in class. You know, like K-Man talking real shit. Reddy talking some real shit over here. We breaking this shit down, but you know, like I said, you guys got to have a palate, man, and I hope that you guys do, as dog man connoisseurs, and especially if you're going to be an engineer, man, have a palate, man. Have different breeds of dogs. If you have the ability to afford it and also have the room, you know, get different breeds so you can learn about different dogs' characteristics and temperaments and abilities, because it just makes you more, you know, skilled at what you do if you try to have a program and you're creating dogs. It just, you know, when you get to witness a dog, you know, you learn. You know what I'm saying? You learn why they were bred the way they were bred. You learn the jobs that they can do. You learn their temperament and their abilities, and you know, you learn all this shit. But if you only have one dog, you can only know what you read. And then if you know, are biased to the dog that you love, then you'll be fucking, you know, pushing out fucking misinformation because you don't know no better. So please pay attention in class.
They call that breed blind.
Breed blind. Instead of kennel blind, you're breed blind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out K-Man for that one, man. Pay attention, man. Breed blind, man. You breed blind. Oh my goodness. So anyway, the next topic we're going to hit is physical variances in size ranges. Okay, so we got categories, we got males and females, we got height, 30 to 32 inches, 77 to 81 centimeters are the males. Females, 28 to 30 inches, 71 to 77 centimeters. Okay. Now, how tall do you think yours is going to be at the Withers, Caveman? How tall?
Well, he's maxed out already.
What do you think?
You just read? I mean, he's at 32 at 10 months. So
okay, damn, he's at the peak. He's at the he's at the tip of the top.
That's not to say he'll grow any taller either.
Yeah, I think he'll get bigger than that, man.
I've seen some
They
dude
get
that were
bigger
like,
than they get bigger than that. Up there,
I know, I've seen them. I've seen some that were like, holy fuck, dude, that's like bigger than a fucking Great Dane. Yeah, they're like standing on people's shoulders and shit. And they're
like vigor.
Your fucking dog's head is like half the size of your torso. And arms as big as yours.
That's crazy, man. But is that the what's the biggest one called?
I'm not sure.
The Malachley.
Yeah. So a lot of those are the Malachley and shit that people think that they're Kangals and shit.
No, the ones I've seen were
Kangal.
Yeah, were Kangal. Either that or it was somebody doing some hybrid and they were keeping the ones that looked like Kangals but had the size of the Malachley maybe.
Right.
But these dogs, I mean, they were too tight. But they were just huge.
Because them jokers over there in Turkey would say that's not a Kangal.
Right. Well, you know what? Something just popped into my head. I wonder if it was AI.
There you go too. AI. It could be
Photoshop.
AI. Yep, or Photoshop. You're right. You're right.
I've been seeing them dogs for years before that shit, though.
Yeah, like 7 feet tall.
Yep.
When they stand up.
Yep.
Yep. And that's with their head flat. That's the top of their head. Well, them stick their nose in the air, like 7 feet tall.
That's crazy size, man.
And the Caucasian off chocolates too. When they stand up, they like that too.
But those Caucasian dogs are huge, though.
Yeah, they're heavier. Yeah, they're heavy, thick, a lot wider than the other, like the LGDs and shit. The Kangal.
So let's hit the weight now. So we got the weight, 110, 145 pounds, 50 to 66 kilograms, kgs. For the males, we got females, 90 to 120 pounds, 40 to 55 kilograms as far as the females. So, K-Man, where do you think your male would probably top out at based off what you can see with the structure, based off the parents, that whatever where do you think that he will peak out at?
Oh, in good physical condition, not overweight. I'm gonna guess this dog. This dog probably go 180.
Damn.
Yeah.
So he heavy on the Mastiff then.
He's maxed out to. I mean, I haven't weighed him, but he's at least 140 pounds right now.
God damn, man, that's joker's huge.
Yeah, this dog he's a beast. He can fit this Great Dane's kidney area in his mouth.
Yeah,
and hold on to it.
Damn, that joker's
not just wrap around it, grab it and hold on to it.
That joker's a beast. You got a beast over there, K, man. You done bumped your head, man. Shout out to your buddy.
Why do you think I got him? Somebody else got into something they couldn't handle. Pass it off to somebody else, and they quickly passed it right over to me.
That's what I'm saying. You done bumped your head, K, man. You got a freaking beast over there.
You winning right now.
Oh shit, he's a big old boob.
But see, you listen. You're different. You're a different dog man than most dog men and dog women. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you not only are you a different dog man, but you live a different lifestyle, bro. You really out there with the lions and tigers and bears, damn near. And so that dog need that type of environment where you at, K, man. So of course you can handle it, but most people can't handle them type of dogs. You know what I'm saying? Like a Kangal is not a dog that you would have in a residential. It doesn't make sense.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like you got to have land. You know, hopefully you got a job for it, for that dog. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a different type of dog. You know, that dog, that bark alone with the Kangal will make your neighbors call fucking animal control on you. The bark, the loudness of it, if you live in a residential. So
my neighbors all the way down the street at the dead end block, they used to breed them joints when I was like 16, 17. I'd be riding my bike. Before I even lived in my neighborhood where I'm at now, I used to ride my bike through here because my grandparents live over here. And we
what
would
kind
see,
of residential was that? Ready?
huh?
What was it?
They
I
were
mean,
the Caucasian off chalkers.
no,
Yeah.
but what I'm
Huh?
saying really is the area where your grandparents lived. Did it have yards and shit? Like it can't
Yeah,
be.
there's yards and shit. People got yards and shit over here.
No, but how big is a yard for a dog that
He had
size?
nah. See, that's where it's crazy, cause there's nobody ain't saying shit like, oh, you can't have this many dogs. So,
Oh wow.
but he had a big ass yard. It was a big ass yard, and it was like at the end of the block. So he kind of had like that whole
That
spot.
whole corner side. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I know what you're talking about.
So he had does in there. He
Dang.
had pit bull. He had mad shit. He don't got that no more. He just got like mutt dogs and pit bulls and shit now.
Have you met him?
Nah, that's like my uncle that passed away. That's like his friends and shit from back in the day.
Damn, that'd be a dude. If he was still living,
Nah,
then you would go knock on his door and just, you know what I'm
hell
saying?
yeah,
Pick his brain, ready? You feel me? Like
hell yeah.
I would do. Like, hey man, you know what I mean? Hey OG, man, I remember I was a kid, man. You give me some game? Shit.
Nah, he had some shit over there.
Hey, wow. Yeah, you gotta have a yard for them type of dogs, man. Straight up and down, man. You know what I mean? Like, even I feel some type of way. I'd be telling my wife sometime, like, man, you know, fucking Snow, she be seeing, like, thinking, like, she be seeming like she's a little bit depressed and stuff because she can't go out there and fucking just roam around and do what the fuck she want to do. You know what I'm saying? So I feel kind of bad because I'm not no shepherd. You know what I'm saying? And those dogs, you know, want to be roaming and shit with the sheep.
Yeah,
So I can kind of see that type of energy with her. It's like, you know, I got her in a 10 by 10. She, you know, when I let her out, she loves to run, 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 run. But in reality, because of what she was bred to do, you know what I mean? In her mind, she want to be out there just freelancing and shit. You know what I mean? And I can
yep.
kind of tell by her demeanor that, like, her energy is like, why you got me in the 10 by 10? I can roam free. I won't leave the area, which I don't trust her.
Right.
Man, like it's too many predators where I live at, so I already know she's gonna go on the attack. And if she get out of my
She's
6.5
gonna get
acres, she gonna
she's
cause.
gonna get shot.
Oh, for sure, they gonna knock her off because she gonna kill whatever's not her flock.
Yep.
I mean, I know better.
She ain't playing.
Yeah, it's just it's their nature. It's just
Yeah.
like we reading about. It's their nature to be like, if anything outside of the flock is fucking doomsday preppers, you are fucking prey outside of the flock. Period. With a Kangal. You know what I mean? I mean, it is what it is, and you will never understand that, dog men and dog women, until you own one. Right? You hear about the dog, and you might be like, yeah, right. You might see the videos on Instagram and Facebook and them dealing with hyenas and all these type of shit. Or you might see them.
There you go, right there.
Yeah, you might see them curring out, right, with other, you know, bear attacks and shit like that. And you like, oh, that dog ain't all that. Well, shit, own one and see what you got. Own one. Not only do you own one, but be a dog man that can groom that dog to be at its top tier potential and see it lay it down at the highest level. You know, like see that dog with that type of genetic ability lay it down at its highest level. You know what I mean? But until you own one, you won't know what that dog can do. When you feel that dog in front of you, the presence, and then you actually feel it touch the body of that dog, you're like, dog, that dog ain't no joke. And my dog, under all that fur, I got my dog muscled up. My bitch is muscled up under all that fur. So when you feel that type shit, you feel it, you're like, oh my God. Then you open his mouth and you see all them teeth and shit. And you like, damn, I can see why that dog fucking bites as hard as it do.
Yeah.
So let's keep it going. Okay, so we go build. Build is muscular, athletic, deep chest, strong bones, moderate head. Tail, curled tightly over back. Wheel tail. Gait, effortless, smooth, ground covering stride. All those is facts. Okay. As someone who owns a Kangal. Field variants. There's a Sivas type, classic, moderately heavy, balanced, tan coat, black mask. Okay. Malataya. Is that what it is? Ready? Because I know you are. I know you. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Was that Malataya?
Malataya.
Okay, Malataya type, slightly lighter, more agile, often darker fawn. Okay, there's a Yazgat or K-series, right? Types.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Regional variations, occasionally taller or leaner. Okay, so they call those field variants. So let me see. I think Cavemans will be the Sivas type, moderately heavy, balanced, tan coat, black mask. But see, on Cavemans, he got a little bit more black on the body. Okay. Now with mine's got the black face, and then she's got like moderate black on her body and shit. You know what I'm saying? So her mask and where her eyes and her mask is all black, and then like she's got moderate black undertones, kind of like how AK with that black buckskin he got.
Yeah.
Right? Got the black features in his mask and in his widow's peak, but then in his fur you can see the black in his buckskin, right? Same thing with my Kangal. She's got black mask, black mascara, and then she's got black undertones into her. Like it's like a whitish fawn type color. It's like a white and fawn. If white and fawn and black blended together, that's what mine will be. But Caveman's got more black on his Kangal.
Like, I never heard of those other joints. I heard of the Savas, I heard of the Turkish, and I heard of the Kurdish. The Kurdish is the biggest ones, and the Turkish is big.
There's mine.
Yeah, his joint's mad big.
Yeah, his shit's huge. Your boy big, man.
Look at them fucking teeth.
That shit look like a fucking grizzly bear and shit.
Yeah, that boy big, hey man. At 8 months, that boy's a monster. So we got color and coat characteristics. Okay, accepted colors per FCI and Turkish standards. There's dun fawn, most common, from light sandy to deep steely gray. Okay, black mask covering muzzles and ears. That's how my bitch is, right? Black shading on tail tip and ears are allowed. Small white spot on chest is permissible. Now, rare variants: gray wolf fawn, silvery undercoat admired among traditional breeders, dark sable, seen occasionally in rural unregistered lines, brindle, pure black or solid white, disqualified by Turkish KIF standards. These typically indicate Akbash or mixed origin. So I've seen those, which look dope, honestly. They look dope. You know what I'm saying? I've seen the black brindles. I've seen different type brindles. I haven't seen a pure black one. Have you seen a pure black one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the ones I was telling you about.
Elaborate, caveman, because
Para showing.
it's a black one.
Yeah, they're pretty tall, leggy dog, pretty big. They're usually solid black or got the white blaze on the chest, like most black dogs. And yeah, they don't look exactly like a Kangal. Because they're a type of Anatolian Shepherd.
Light hairy, slightly.
Yeah, they're hairier. Yep, they look more like you crossed a Kangal with a Dutch Shepherd, or
shit like that.
crossed a Kangal with a Dutch Shepherd, but it stayed as big as a Kangal or bigger. Some of them are bigger than the traditional Kangal.
Yeah.
What about the solid white? You've seen a solid white one?
No, but that would be the Akbash cross.
Yeah.
Because I've had Akbash. They're all white breed.
Okay.
And they're more like a Kangal than they are, or they're more like a Gamper than they are Pyrenees.
What's a Gamper?
It's kind of like a Kangal crossed with a wolf.
With no tail. Dot tail.
Their tail should curl over their back. But they might have docked it or something.
Already, you seen them with dock tails?
Yeah, all white with dot tail.
Oh, no. The Gamper.
Uh-oh. K-Man, you there? Ah, shit. We done lost him. He done moved out of the damn hot zone. You know what I mean? Okay, so let's go to coat type. Double coat with dense undercoat, short to medium length. Now, I'm going to tell you something about that fucking Kangal and the coat. Man, them motherfuckers shed. Wintertime, they don't shed, but man, them motherfuckers shed all summer. All summer. Okay? And I brush, man, I got my whole grooming kit. I brush all that shit out. You know what I'm saying? All that fucking winter coat. Man, they be shedding all summer. I don't care how much you brush them damn dogs. Them motherfuckers be shedding, man. That's the only thing I do not. Well, of course, my dog's outside, but man, that bitch got always
like mad fur coats all over the place.
Bro, so much damn fur all summer. You be brushing that shit out. You're like, damn, I thought I got it all out all summer. But I get it because where they live at. You know what I'm saying? And when it's cold and harsh, them motherfuckers, they need that double coat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like it says, adapts to Anatolian temperature, extremes, negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit winters, and 110 Fahrenheit summers. So I get it. So I get it as I'm trying to groom her and make sure I get all that fur out. And then I think I get most of it out, but then that bitch is still shedding. So, if you're dealing with fucking 20 degrees winters, negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit winters, there's a lot of hair still that you're going to have to work out. So these dogs will not be good for any type of indoor dogs. Do not ever think you can put that dog inside. That's the dumbest thing you could ever do. Okay. It says seasonal shedding twice yearly. So this is what I'm thinking. Summertime, okay, spring, summer shedding, and then right before wintertime shedding. This is where I'm gonna get the twice play. Because like I said, I've been, taking that old fucking winter fur off my bitch all summer, and then here we are fall, and that bitch is still shedding. I'm like, what the fuck? I thought I done brushed so much hair off your ass. But if it says seasonal shedding twice yearly, then I get it. I get it now. But, for you being new to dogs and you're into, grooming your dogs, you'd be like, damn, where's all this hair? How come all this hair keep coming off? Even though the dog looks still furry to you. The dog's still furry because it's got a double coat. But that's how much fur that them fucking Kangals have because of having to live minus 20 degrees Fahrenheit. Caveman.
Yeah, I think this hotspot design sucks or something.
No, I heard you walking around. You can't be walking around, Caveman.
Yeah.
You know better than that, man. Stop
What
it.
you was about to say about the Gamper, Caveman? Because I said I saw one all white with the dot tail, and then you
Y'all
was
go
about to
to
say
the
something.
restroom. Y'all go ahead and cook. Let me use the restroom.
Yeah, as far as I know, the Gampers don't come white. They're a sable or a goody color, like a wolf. They look like
Oh,
Seva's
like that
Kangal.
like that brindle, right? Like white
No,
and gray
yeah,
patches, and
well,
then
not
white and
not patches.
stripes.
Yeah, like a wolf or
Ah,
like kind of like a Malamute or something. But yeah, they look like a
I think I
Kangal
know
cross
what
with
you're
a wolf.
talking about.
Because that's pretty much what they are. They're the LGDs with the wolf bred in them, and they're just a closed breeding program like the Turkish, but just in a different spot.
Yeah, man, they got so many variations in all each
Yep,
regions and shit. It's
yep.
hard to decipher them.
Well, okay. Another problem is when you Google or search anywhere, really. Let's say you search an alibi, it'll show you pictures of Pyrenees and it'll show you pictures of Kangals and you know what I mean. So anybody
Yeah,
who doesn't know anything, or even if you do know and you're trying to learn about something new, you can't hardly distinguish what's what.
yeah, like you
And then, like you said,
mislabeling breeds.
yeah. And then like you said, you have the different types, like the Central Asian Shepherd that they actually use out in the nomadic type that they use in travel with the flock doesn't look anything like the YouTube alibis, like the Volkodov.
Wow.
Same with the Tibetan Mastiff. They don't look nothing like them big fluffy giant Mastiff looking things.
Nope. And then a lot of people get them confused with Rottweilers. A
Yeah, I could
lot of
see
people
that.
call them
A Rottweiler
Rottweilers.
mix. Yeah, I could see where you would think that. But they got to be related somehow. Pretty close.
Mastiff.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I
let's go.
think,
Go ahead, Caveman.
well, even like the English Mastiff, it came from that Tibetan Mastiff. You know what I mean? If you trace it back before there was England, those dogs come from Tibet,
Mm,
and just bred different, bred thousands of miles away,
that's the
probably
ones
mixed with
they
shit.
the Mongolian joints. Mankars, I think. Yeah.
I don't know
Mongolian
about them.
Mankars. The Tibetan Mastiffs that the Mongolians got and the nomads.
Yeah,
I've seen them.
yeah. Those people are pretty rough, hunting wolves with eagles and shit.
Yep.
Yeah, I seen that. That's dope.
Yep.
That's dope. Well, hey, let's continue, y'all. Comparative lineage chart. So this is where they compare the different types and where they come from, et cetera, et cetera. So we got the breed, we got the Kangal. Okay, that's Sivas, and then Turkey. Short, medium. That's the coat. So excuse me. Origin is Sivas and Turkey, or the Kangal. The coat
Mm.
is short, medium. Color, fawn with black mask. Temperament, steady, loyal, dominant. Notes, national dog of Turkey. So that's the Kangal. So Turkey is claiming the Kangal. We know how they feel about it. And this is what, according to Coach ChatGPT, this is what they, this is their standard to a degree, right? This is how they separate themselves from everybody else, what we just read. So again, Kangal, origins, Sivas, Turkey, coat, short, medium, okay, color, fawn with black mask, temperament, steady, loyal, dominant, notes, national dog of Turkey. Okay, Akbash, origin, Western Turkey, coat, medium long, color, white, temperament, slightly more aloof, notes, coastal climate, adaptation. Okay, breed, Central Asian, was it
Off Chaka.
Ovcharka?
Off Chaka.
Ovcharka. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't want to slaughter it, but thank you, my brother. Ready. Okay. Origin, Central Asia. Coat, varied. Color, many. Temperament, fierce, independent. Notes, larger, heavier. Okay. Caucasian Ovcharka. Origin, Caucasia. Caucasus.
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 Caucasus
Coat,
Mountains.
Caucasus Mountains. Okay. Coat, long. Color, gray brindle. Temperament, very aggressive.
Mhm.
Notes, mountain guardian. Okay. So is that the Caucasian Shepherd then?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Ovcharka is the word for shepherd
Shepherd. Okay.
Yeah.
in their language.
Okay. Pay attention in class, y'all. All right. So Anatolian Shepherd, Western Hybrid. Okay. We already know what hybrid means. That's when they was mixing dogs. Okay. Coat, mixed. Color, variable. Temperament, guarding instance varies. Notes, blended of Kangal plus Akbash lines. Okay. So when I look at my bitch, which I know where I got mine from, and the haters that want to look at a black man with a Kangal in the United States, they want to hate on it and say it's not a Kangal. They say it's a fucking Anatolian Shepherd, which I know I got mine from Serbia, from a fucking white man in Serbia. Salute to my brother out there in Serbia who really is, he knows his dogs. That's what he does. They try to tell me my shit is an Anatolian. My shit don't got Akbash. My shit ain't big like a motherfucking Akbash hybrid. You know what I'm saying? Mine is not as big as K-Man's, you know what I'm saying? Where you would see that variant of Akbash blended in there, you know what I'm saying? So
there ain't no Akbash in mine. That's Wolfhound.
well, you know a little more about your, you know what I'm saying? K-Man, you different. Like, you know what I'm saying? You
K-Man don't got an Anatolian Shepherd. He got a Kangal.
yeah, but K-Man,
Akbash ain't nothing like this dog. They're pretty vicious, but they're small.
Yeah, they're smaller than the Kangal.
oh, so the Akbash is smaller?
Yeah.
Yeah, or some of them are within them numbers you was saying, but they're not 32 inches tall. They're like the males are more like, I don't know, 28.
Like
and
26, between 26 and 28.
yeah,
We do that.
But they're
I
both
got videos. Those
so
are
then
ones
they're
I
both
have somewhere.
so then they're both Turkish Kangal types then, right?
Well, they're not Turkish. Okay, listen to this. Sivas is the city, Turkey is the state, Anatolia is the country.
Oh, got it. Got it. So Anatolia being the country which is just a broader range, which of course kind of breaks down the variance of
It's
it.
just like breeding a pit bull from New York with a pit bull from California. Then it's not a Sacramento pit bull no more. It's an American pit bull.
Got you. It's a United States pit bull.
Yeah.
Got you. That makes sense. That's amazing. Hey, y'all pay attention in class how K-Man break that down, but that makes sense, K-Man. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we go to intelligence and behavioral adaptations. Okay. Self-governing behavior makes decisions independently in vast open fields. Pack-based coordination works with other Kangals to surround and deter predators. strategic defense, prefers intimidation, bark, posture, over outright attack, fights only when necessary. Now, watch this. When I make my AK-47 chopper Kangal, it's going to be an offensive Kangal. Okay? Because based off what they're talking about right here, it says it's a strategic defense dogs, prefers intimidation, bark, posture. And like I was saying to you all, my experience with my Kangal is that bark is super vicious, where it does to me, she's using it as a deterrent because of how vicious and fucking loud it is. It's like, it's letting the motherfucking prey know, if you come over here, I'm gonna fuck you up, but I'm not gonna necessarily hunt you down. Now, like I said, I don't have that free range roam like you got, okay, man, to where I can actually see her go on an offense. But that bark alone lets me know that she's letting it's like a warning shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfucker, you come over here, it's on. You know what I'm saying? So my vision, even with my AK-47 Kangal, is to make that dog a fucking hunter. Fuck waiting around. I want you patrolling my perimeter with that same ferocity and that same fucking strength as a Kangal. That's what I'm thinking in my mind. You know what I'm saying? Now, no prey drive. Instinctively nurtures rather than hunts flocks. So you see what you know what I'm saying? Like, do you see where my vision is for the AK-47 chopper type Kangal versus its natural essence of no prey drive? Just more of a
Okay.
Go ahead.
That is a misconception right there. I don't know who entered that in there, but they don't know anything about livestock guardians. Whoever put that information in GPT or whatever don't know livestock guardians, because they have super high prey drive.
So they hunt?
Absolutely. They drop them out there by themselves and they hunt and kill their own food. They don't feed them.
Oh.
I mean, not everyone. Some people live with their dogs. Some dogs live on farms, but these dogs are meant to be dropped out in the mountains with the flock. No one there to tell them what to do or nothing. Yeah, and they see, that's a misconception about dogs. People think that a dog that has prey drive can't be a livestock guardian,
like
or you can't have it around kids
and shit.
Because
another animal.
If you have prey drive, then you'll probably eat the sheep that you fucking.
No, absolutely not. No, because you have a nurturing nature. You have a mothering instinct bred right into you. Okay. You still got to eat.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, those things are not connected. And these dogs are that intelligent. You know what I mean? They know, too. They're not just. But a lot of people don't think you can take like a German short-haired pointer. It's bred to hunt birds. You can take it and have it guard your fucking chickens. It's crazy.
Okay.
But that's a big misconception that they don't have prey drive.
Okay.
They absolutely do.
That's great to know. Take notes, y'all. You know what I mean? Caveman experiences these dogs. He's just not talking out of the side of his fucking neck. You know what I'm saying? So we can take what Caveman's saying and add it to our knowledge of these dogs. And so that when somebody says
or listen to the people who actually use them, or the historians on them. And over there, it's all over YouTube. There's more than Google to get information from.
Facts.
Don't listen to anything I say. Just use that as something to build your search off of.
Well, is this something to where when you own one and then you see contrary to what we've just gathered off the internet, and you see something contrary, then you kind of get it. It's like, okay, well, damn, these dogs can hunt and do what they got to do. They're just not docile, defensive type dogs. You know what I'm saying? They can actually go and be on the offense. You know what I mean?
Okay, but can't you? Don't you love your family? Aren't you gentle with your kids and your wife? And
yeah.
Okay, are you going to stand up and kill a motherfucker if they try to harm your family?
But that's defensive drive. You know what I'm saying? They're talking about
You go out and get you something to eat, don't you?
Yeah, well,
without devouring, you go out and hustle and get something to eat without devouring your neighbors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. There's more to it than that. The prey drive is not connected to the rest. You know what I mean? It doesn't determine the rest of the mentality of the dog.
Okay.
I mean, there's also training, but you don't have to train these dogs. If you watch videos of these dogs, they're just naturally they'll steal animals and baby them like they're their mom. Even the male dogs.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, but they're killers. And now listen to this. I've had somebody come to buy one of my Lestat Guardian, and they wanted to know if it was good with goats and chickens. So I took a dog crate, and this is like a 12-week-old puppy or something. I can't remember exactly, but I took a dog crate and I put this dog in there with a goat and with a chicken and took it to meet these people. And they were so impressed by this. I let the dog out free range. They were so impressed by this dog, and they said, I don't believe that dog will guard against anything.
Huh?
That dog is so sweet. I don't believe that dog will guard against anything. And those dogs are straight up killers.
So they took that the wrong way.
Yep.
Wow.
That's messed up.
Well, see, obviously they don't know that. That's how you get dogs acclimated to your package. You take them as puppies and you put them in there with them.
Socialize them with them.
Yeah, well, they free range with them, and their mom teaches them. You know what I mean? They wake up in the morning to get a tit, and there's chickens roaming around, and mom's just laying there. Mom's teaching them to just lay there.
It's family, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, they know that shit right when they're puppies.
Wow. Pay attention in class, y'all.
Yeah, I seen a video of like a puppy laying down sleeping and the baby chicks like laying.
Was that my video?
It might have been.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, check out my shit. I got all kinds of videos like that. Dogs coming right out. They're pretty much coming right out the womb, doing everything. Same with my hounds, man. It's all about breeding selection.
That's right. And putting them in an environment where you can shape them as a young puppy. You're shaping them early. The mom is shaping them. You know what I mean? Like that's what you did to those people, but they didn't comprehend what you were showing them.
Well, I get it because these dogs, they have a switch. And it's the same with the prey drive, you know, that kicks on when they're hungry or when they see something that scurries across the ground, they're gonna eat it. Or if they see something they find as a threat, you wouldn't even believe it's the same dog. You're like, holy shit, my dog's scary. I didn't know my dog had that in her.
Oh man. All right, so let's hit the next phase, man. We on the power and performance stats. Okay, attributes for the Kangal bite force. This is what this is that contrary to belief, right? People are like, I don't know. Yeah, the naysayers would think this is fucking cap. But according to Chat GPT, and if you guys know about AI and what AI is all about, is they scour the internet for information. It's like the internet encyclopedia. They scour the internet and they take what is the consensus and they give it to us. Okay, so based off of the consensus, okay, the bite force of a Kangal is 740 psi, among the strongest of any dog breed. I know we've all heard of this, whether it's contrary to what you believe or not. That is what the consensus has said. Speed, 30 to 35 mile per hour short bursts. I done seen them dogs run fast. I got one. Mine runs fucking fast. Okay. Endurance, exceptional. Can patrol for 20 plus miles per day. Damn.
Real shit.
Damn.
That's like a wolf.
But of course, if it's a shepherd dog, I mean, it has to have endurance because they're going to be walking, for many miles, depending on where they're going to
With the sheep.
do what they got to do with their sheep. You know what I'm saying? So that makes a lot of sense. But I wonder if it can pursue for that type of, you know what I mean? Like a hound, right? I wonder if it can pursue. Maybe yours came, man, because you think yours got what wolfhound in your shit? You think you got Irish wolfhound in your shit?
Oh yeah, you can see it.
So yours might be able to pursue like that, 20 miles plus.
Which I always believe that to be the lineage of them anyway.
Irish wolfhound?
So, yeah, the Sighthound Mastiff. And it might not have been the Irish Wolfhound. It might have been the mother
Russian
breed that the
wolfhound.
Irish Wolfhound came from,
Right, that
or something like that.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
because the Russian wolfhound.
Yeah, how do they compare to the Irish? They the same or smaller?
I think they're bigger.
Bigger?
Yeah, a little bigger.
But hey, wait till we do the hound modern marvel.
Yeah.
Well, Russia's closer to Turkey than Ireland, so
there's gonna be so many variances to the hound. My goodness.
yeah.
Fucking 4-hour fucking class right there.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of dogs.
That's a lot of different variances, man. Sheesh. Because that's what I would ask her too. I was like, you know what I mean? I'll ask ChatGPT, like, hey, you know, what are all the hounds? And break every one of them down. Oh my God, that'll be a long ass class. You know what I mean? Because she'll dig real deep into that motherfucker, give us the breakdown, man. So yeah, and you know we're gonna do that with the Doberman. So you know what I mean? We got more to go. We got cold/heat tolerant, extreme resilience. And I agree with that because, like I said, summertime, all the shedding, and because it gets hot out here in California, and obviously in Anatolia, they say up to 110 degrees Fahrenheit. I can see why that dog sheds so much in the summer, and then I can see why the coat gets so fucking thick in the winter. You know what I mean? So, yeah, shout out to that. Modern genetic preservation. Kangal breeding centers exist in Sivas, Konya, and Ankara. Ankara. Is that what it is? Ready? Yeah. To preserve purity. Export controls ensures only verified lines leave Turkey. DNA testing now used to confirm true Kangal lineage separate from the Anatolian hybrids. Western Kangals differ in phenotype due to crossbreeding with Akbash and Anatolian Shepherd stock. Global distribution and usage. Turkey, national guardian, symbol of strength and heritage. US, UK, South Africa, Namibia, okay? Used to guard livestock from predators, especially against wolves, coyotes, and cheetahs. Damn it, man. So hey, on the internet, we seen them go against cheetahs and hyenas and shit.
Yep.
On the internet. So we seen that shit. Okay.
And that's not even the big ones they use. They use the slim, agile ones.
And like we said, if you're in Africa, you need them type of dogs. So those guys got to be able to fucking have stamina and be able to withstand the heat. So they can't be heavy ass fucking, dogs to be able to fucking handle that fucking African fucking heat, running and fucking dealing with them type of animals. So again, when you're dealing with performance type dogs, that's what it is with your program. You got to breed them accordingly. Certain dogs with that certain mass wouldn't be conducive to South Africa and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that makes sense. Conservation programs. Kangals are employed in African wildlife reserves to reduce farmer predators, conflicts by guarding herds non-lethally, proven to reduce livestock loss by up to 80%. Okay. Now it says summary, category, and key details. So category, type, land, race, livestock, guardians. This is about the Kangal, by the way. Origin, Sivas in Turkey. Function, predator deterrence, flock defense. Temperament, calm, confident, powerful, loyal. Coat/color, fawn with black mask, dense double coat. Size, 90 to 145 pounds, 28 to 32 inches, unless it's caveman, okay? Or others of the larger type. Related breeds, Akbash, Central Asian, Avcharka, okay? Recognition, KIF, FCI, UKC. Distinct traits, remarkable loyalty, courage, and bite strength. All right. So I also asked her about the different breeds that created the Kangal and gave it different variances, right? So, we'll see if she can figure it out. Now, of course, we can say this is secret sauce because they weren't breeding for breed type as we learned as far as the origins are concerned. They were breeding for functionality and work. So, it says, because the Kangal is an ancient land race, not a laboratory made or registry engineered breed, it wasn't created from other modern breeds in the way that, say, the Doberman or Bull Mastiff was. Instead, over thousands of years, different regional populations of Anatolian guardian dogs interbred naturally or through shepherd selection, producing the different variances or types people sometimes refer to as the Kangal types. So in the beginning, how we were breaking that down, and just like what we were talking about earlier about Anatolian being, a whole bunch of different nomads, a whole bunch of different tribes, all of them had their own types of so-called Kangals that they were able to intertwine with each other to produce the variances that we see today. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So it says, that said, we can identify the ancestral and regional breeds and their genetic influences that shaped each of those types. Below is the detailed lineage breakdown. All right, so here we go. The pure Sivas Kangal, the original line, region, Sivas province, Central Anatolian. Okay, Anatolia. Influence, ancient Mesopotamian Mastiff type dogs, Assyrian war and shepherd dogs, Central Asian steppe. Is it steppe or steppe?
Steppe.
Okay, steppe guardian dogs carried west by Turkic nomads, early precursors to the modern Central Asian Akcharka. Okay, native Anatolian pariah/herding dogs adapted to the plateau climate. Okay, no deliberate outside crossbreeding. This population was tightly isolated.
Yeah.
Yes, isolated in Sivas village. Kangal, Gurun, Havik, and bred purely for performance. This is the dog the Turkish Kennel Club, KIF, recognizes officially as the Kangal Koban Kapeji, whatever that is, right? Is that what it is, Ready?
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, we can slaughter that. We do apologize to our Turkish brothers and sisters if we slaughtered it. Please forgive us. All right. Number 2, the Malatya. Is that what it is? Malatya? Okay. Kayseri, Yozgat type regional Kangals. These aren't separate breeds, but ecotypes, slightly different gene pools shaped by geography and trade routes. Okay. The Malatya, okay, type, slightly lighter, faster, more agile, developed where shepherds trade more with southeastern tribes. Probable minor gene flow. Akbash, Western Turkish white guardian, introduced some lighter bone and white chest patches. Syrian shepherd dogs from Aleppo region. Okay, small infusion of desert adapted bloodlines, enhancing heat tolerance. We got B. We got the Kayseri Yozgat type. Okay, often taller and leaner than Savas type. Geography, transitional area between central Anatolia and eastern steeps or steppes.
Yeah.
There we go. Probable minor influence, Central Asian Afchaka via nomadic Turkic herders. Okay, Kars dogs, Eastern Anatolia. Heavier coat, larger head, cold resistant traits. These crosses were intentional breeding projects, but natural mixing as shepherds moved their flocks and dogs intermingled across provincial borders. Excuse me, you guys. Number 3, the Western Anatolian Shepherd dog. Region export lines developed in the UK and the US, 1960s and 1980s. Originally, Americans and Europeans imported multiple Turkish dogs under the same label, and they were crossed together to form what kennel clubs later called the Anatolian Shepherd dog, ASD. Composite ancestry, okay. Contributing type, approximate contribution, notes, okay. So with the Kangal, Sivas type, okay, it says approximate contribution. Okay, and this is the ancestry. Okay, this is what they're kind of trying to break down the ancestries, right? With the Kangals, the Sivas type. Okay, 50 to 60% is their contribution. Okay, notes, core phenotype, fawn with black mask. So that's, they're kind of giving us an idea of what, if you see a Kangal fawn with black mask, okay, that's the Sivas type. We got the Akbash. Okay, approximate contribution, it says 25 to 30%. Notes, introduce longer coat, white color. So if you see a Kangal type that has a longer coat than normal and is like white in color, it might be an Akbash. Okay. Now it says the Yozgat Kayseri regional dogs says 10 to 15% contribution. It says notes, added variations in size and color. Okay. So I guess that's where you might get the black ones. You might get the brindle ones, maybe.
Yeah.
From those type regional dogs.
And size.
And they vary in size. So you might get them real big ones. You might get, the standard. I don't know. But, this is kind of give us ideas of the different variances so that, you might be able to kind of label them based off this classroom. It says possibly Kars and Caucasian blood. It says approximate contribution is small, right, to the Kangal. Notes, through dogs near eastern borders. Okay. Composite ancestry to the Kangal. It says rarely English Mastiff or Great Pyrenees. Approximate contribution trace in some early U.S. kennels. Okay. Notes, to standardize size or coat earlier on. Okay, so English Mastiff they decided to add, and Great Pyrenees.
I says see that.
Yeah, shit. Yeah, we see these damn different sizes and shit. I can see that too. But it didn't mention the Irish Wolfhound, caveman. So shit. So it says the Anatolian Shepherd therefore represents a westernized composite built from multiple Turkish guardian land races, with Kangal being the foundation stone. Okay. So Anatolian is just a mixed breed.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, a mixed shepherd. That's pretty much what an Anatolian is. It says the Akbash, close cousins, not a Kangal variant. It says region, Western Turkey, Afyan. I'm not going to pronounce all that other shit. Okay. Influences likely derived from the same ancient Anatolian guardian stock as the Kangal. Okay. Interbred historically with lighter, more sight hound like dogs from the Mediterranean coast. Okay. So, damn, I mean, but then sight hound, wouldn't that be damn near what you talking about, K-Man, with your.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what sight hounds are. Yeah, the
Yeah. So,
Saluki, the deer hound, the wolf hound,
yeah. So,
greyhound.
so yours wouldn't be an Akbash?
Nah.
I don't believe it, but now that could be. See, the Akbash, they don't resemble a sight hound to me. At least not the ones I had. They're stouter than a sight hound, but that could be a regional thing too.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what
Or
they're
maybe
talking.
I had the more Americanized ones, but
Yeah, this is Western Turkey, so I'm sure it's different than our
the,
American
the
variant.
Akbash, I'm telling you, the Akbash are like Kangal size or smaller.
Okay.
That's not, and I mean, they don't resemble this dog at all. Like his feet, his bones. If you
This
look at
dog is
him,
like a Kangal.
yeah, but he absolutely has the feet and the legs and the bones and shit of a wolfhound. I mean,
Okay.
he's like, yeah. I mean, I can see it just looking at him. If you look at it like just his legs, besides the color and the hair,
You
wolfhound's
probably
longer.
got a Kangal mixed with a wolfhound.
I think it's in a lot of them. I mean, how else do you get that?
I don't. Yeah, they bred
How else
all
do
of
you get
that
them
shit.
big, tall dogs? If you either got to breed it with a wolfhound or a Great Dane.
Yeah, and I thought they better with a Great Dane.
Or
That's
a wolf.
Well, the Anatolians they did, but the Kangals, I don't believe they did. The
but
Kangal's too old. The Kangal probably predates the Great Dane.
They probably
they say
got the
the
biggest wolves and
But
bred them shit.
if you think about it, Kangals and Great Danes are pretty close to being cousins.
They're mastiffs.
Yeah, the Mastiff Sighthound crosses, but they're just bred in different parts of the world. So the Great Danes got short hair. They were hunting, they were boar dogs, and I'm sure they were multi-purpose dogs, but they were a hunting dog, large game.
Boarhound. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm. And then it
but
said,
they're like the same basic combination, and it might not even, it could have been a short-haired Mastiff
It's said
used for the
English Mastiff for some.
right. The English was used for the Great Dane, but the fucking Kangal was bred with, like the Tibetan type Mastiff. But they're still a Mastiff Sighthound. So they're like the same, but not.
yeah, that's interesting, man, because it's breaking down the Akbash, so that's kind of similar to what you were talking about. It says possibly some ancient Persian Tazi or Saluki blood for speed and refinement.
Yeah.
I seen
Salukis
the
are smaller
Tazi.
though.
I seen the Tazi dog.
What do they look
I don't
like?
know what that is, but
They look like greyhounds, but they got that's the dogs that I'll be showing with the crazy ears. That crazy the way they clip the ears and make it look like a dragon.
huh,
Oh,
I haven't seen that.
Yeah. I'll show you that shit. But yeah, they look like greyhounds and they're real the way they keep they're really skinny. They're real slim down and they can
Yeah.
run really fast. Really
Like
fast.
the Salukis the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Like a
taller than
great
the Saluki.
looks like a greyhound with fucking tufts of hair on the back of its legs.
interesting. And it says, while not used to create Kangals, Akbas genetics may have influenced lighter regional variants of Kangal, especially Malatya via trade and movements of shepherds. Okay. It says number 5, the Kars dog, Eastern Anatolian Guardian, region, northeastern Turkey, Kars and Ardahanan. Ardahanan, whatever that is.
Ardahan.
Ardahan. Thank you, sir. Influence, cold climate selection, inbreeding with the Caucasian Arvcharka type dogs from the Caucasian mountains. Produce heavier coat, larger skull, thicker frame. Some rural Kangal populations near Erzurum or Kars have trace Kars or Avcharka genes, leading to long-haired or bulkier mountain types. These are sometimes mislabeled as Kangals abroad. So those big ass ones, they say that those are the Kar dogs or Eastern Anatolian Guardian dogs. And sometimes they say that those are Kangals, but they're not. And those are the big, like those big ass ones that you was talking about, K-Man, the ones that stand 7 foot and shit. And think about it like this too, with the Kangal being the most popular one out of the different variances, you know, if you name your shit Eastern Anatolian Guardian or the Kars dog, ain't nobody really gonna be checking for you.
Yeah.
So if you got this dog and you can, because you know how Turkey was defending the Turkey defending they shit. Like if it ain't from the Turkey, it ain't no fucking real Kangal. So for them, Turkey put the flag on it, and then they got the wave. And if you got a variant, but everybody like the shock value, the shock and awe, you got these big ass ones, and you say it's a Kangal, you're gonna get more traction. Even though in reality it's not a Kangal, it's an Eastern Anatolian Guardian dog. And you interbred them with the Caucasian Avcharka.
I've never seen it with long hair though, like that. I just see them real big.
Them black ones. Those black ones.
The black ones I seen like that, but the ones that are real, the 7-footers, they still look like Kangals.
Oh yeah, the big ones, right? Yeah.
But listen,
not long haired.
But they didn't say long hair. It says just a heavier coat.
Oh, okay. Well, the breed became popular in the 60s, right?
Okay.
Those big dogs, like the one I got and the ones he's talking about, could have been mixed up again in the 60s and 80s when they become popular. I mean, they're definitely an established breed. They're all over the internet, but that don't mean they're original. They could be a 50-year-old. Yeah, they could be a 50-year-old variation.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. So we learning about the variant, right? And so again, your dog, if I take a picture of my dog in the winter, that bitch looks fucking thick as a motherfucker. You know why? Because of all the goddamn fur on that motherfucker in the winter. So when you get these dogs that they're taking pictures and it might be misrepresented as a Kangal, but in reality it's a variant. It's got the Caucasian Avcharka in that motherfucker, Avcharka in it. How would you know unless you knew that they was doing these variances? Because I can take a picture of my dog when the coat is matching the Kangal's coat, and it looks so similar that you wouldn't know the difference unless you knew how they was cooked.
That's the one I want. I want the Kangal line that's got that Avcharka bred in it.
That's crazy.
Those would be your serious ones.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't know this by looking at the dogs. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm glad that we decided to do this, because now you guys get to understand. If you really pay attention and you understand what you're looking at, you can kind of, you'll be able to eyeball the shit, because the original Turkish Kangal is not as big as we just learned. Okay.
No, none of the nomadic dogs are. They're all I mean, working size is big. I mean, they were as big as they could get them, but yeah, working dog can only be so big and keep up that kind of mileage.
Correct.
And and something else that you mentioned too is you could be out walking for 12 miles or even 18 miles of your 20-mile trip, and mile 18 you run into a pack of wolves. And you got to have reserves for that.
Yep.
And that right there is why they bred wolves into their LGDs, is to get that physique and that stamina, that long wind.
Facts.
Y'all pay attention in class now. You know what I mean? Like I said, there ain't nobody doing what we doing now in the class. How we re-engineer, you know, we engineering these dogs, breaking it down and building it back up so that you guys get an understanding of when you see these dogs, you see these different variances, you see people calling their dogs this, calling their dogs that, you understand why they're calling them, or you understand what you're looking at based off of how we breaking it down. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, us using, you know, Coach ChatGPT, all she gonna do is scour the internet. That's what AI do. So anything that's put on the internet, she just compiles that bitch and takes the fucking consensus and puts it in here so that we can understand what we're looking at. Now, until you own one, you know, you could take this with a grain of salt. But it's better than what me, you, K-Man, anybody else can put together as far as a collective summary. Now, all we doing is taking this information and applying it to what we know about the dog. And for me and K-Man, we own the dog. So I can see my variant and so can K-Man see his. See what I'm saying? Now, if you don't know nothing about the dog, then, you know, you could be misled very easily. But shout out to this classroom, you know, you can always go back to. And, you know, if you really want to understand these dogs, you can pay attention in class and learn. So let's hit the summary. It's a summary table. Variances and genetic roots. Kangal variant type. Region. These are the categories. Okay. Major historical influences. Distinct features. Okay, so we're going to go Kangal variant type. There's the Sivas Kangal. That's the pure Kangal. The Sivas Kangal. Okay, region, Central Anatolia, Sivas. Major historical influence, Mesopotamia Mastiff and native Anatolian dogs. Okay, so that's pretty much the formula for the pure Kangal. And we don't know what the native Anatolian dogs are, by the way. That's why they can have that pool so, you know, tightly wound together, because we don't know what they was crossing them with, the native Anatolian dogs. It could be whatever they had over there, right? Yeah. With the Mesopotamia Mastiff.
Yeah.
So pay attention to that, you guys. Distinct features: classic fawn, black mass, balance 28 to 32 inches. Okay, so that I would think the purest one is I wouldn't say it's the smallest, but it's probably the smallest one is the Sivas Kangal. Now the Malatya type, region SC Anatolian, Southeast Anatolia. Major historical influence: Kangal times Akbash times Syrian Shepherd influences. Distinct features: slightly lighter, faster, tolerant of heat. Okay. Then we got the Kayseri Yazgat type. Region, Central East. Okay. And this is all Anatolia, by the way, you guys. Major historical influences: Kangal times Central Asian Avcharka traces. Taller, rangier, more variation in mask. We got the Eastern Kars type. Region, Northeast Anatolia. Major historical influences: Kangal times Caucasian, Avcharka, historical. Distinct features: larger, heavy coat, wolf gray shades. Okay, I think that's what you got, K-Man. Western Anatolian Shepherd. Okay, region US UK composite. Major historical influence: Kangal times Akbash times other mixed imports. Distinct features: variable color, coat, head type. It says important note on breeds use. Because the Kangal predates modern breed creation, the idea of breeds used to create it reverses history. It's more accurate to say other Turkish and Eurasian guardian breeds were derived from or intermixed with the Kangal's ancestral population, not the other way around. Does that make sense to y'all?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it gives us like a family tree, right? She goes, quick genetic lineage summary, simplified tree. It says ancient Mesopotamia, Molosser. Okay, that's the foundation. Central Asian nomadic guardians. Okay, then it went to via Turkic migration, Anatolian plateau dogs, and it says Sivas Kangal, right? Pure lines, Akbash, Western variant, okay, Malatya Kesari, regional Kangals, Eastern Kars, Caucasian mixes. Okay, later exported and combined Anatolian Shepherd, US, UK mix. Okay, so that makes sense.
Yep.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so in summary, we broke this shit all the way down. Anything else that we should add to this that you guys could think of? You know, anything that you might have
I
studied?
ain't even say anything about the wolf. And
They
that's the
didn't,
most major part of that
they
motherfucker.
didn't mention the wolf at all. You know what I mean? They didn't mention the wolf at all. Now, you know, maybe they want to hide that.
I seen something where it said 98% of that shit is wolf.
Well, let's ask her.
You got to remember that all this information was entered by people.
By people, yeah.
All right, so they could be hiding it.
They could be
Yeah,
lying.
the stuff on the internet is not gospel. You gotta. That's why if you research anything, you're always told to go to at least 3 sources.
I could answer Tony's question: were they bred with wolves just in nature, or did people own the wolf studs? They used to kill the wolves and take the pups and raise the pups and then breed them with the kangaroos.
Yeah, they still.
I got the videos on that joint too.
Yeah, some people still raise their LGDs with wolves, so they're used to
Hey,
wolves. And
watch this. I just asked ChatGPT, right? And she said, excellent question. She said, and one of those one that surrounded by myth, folklore, and a bit of misunderstood science. Let's clear this up factually and genetically because it's one of the most debated topics about the Kangal. It says short answer, no. The Kangal was not directly created by breeding the wolves. However, the Kangal's distinct ancestors, like all dogs, ultimately trace back to the ancient wolf population thousands of years ago. Some Kangals may also carry a slightly higher wolf ancestry percentage than many modern breeds because of their isolation and primitive land race development. Okay, so that's how, you know, like what you were saying, some of them might have done that, right? Because of where they are, right? But they are fully domestic dogs, not wolf hybrids. Long answer: the science and the folklore. The origins of all dogs, we already know that. So yes, some ancient wolves are the original source of dogs, but modern Kangals were not made by crossing the wolves in historical times. Why people think Kangals has wolf blood? Folklore and local legends. In Turkish villages, it's common to hear tales that Kangals were bred from wolves to make them brave enough to fight wolves. Shepherds often claim a true Kangal has the heart of a wolf. This is symbolic, not literal. Okay, it says what's that?
Morphological.
Okay, reasons. Morphological reasons. Kangals share many wolf-like traits: narrow almond eyes, long muzzles, and upright ears in uncropped dogs. Strong endurance, territorial natures, thick double coat for harsh climates, deep low frequency howl like bark. These primitive traits make them look and behave more wolf-like than modern show breeds, feeding the legend. Genetic studies, modern genomic analysis using SNP markers and mtDNA show Kangal clusters distinctively among domestic dog breeds, not with wolves. However, Kangals and other land-race guardians like Central Asian Ovcharkas, Tibetan Mastiffs, etc., retain more ancient wolf DNA segments, meaning they're genetically closer to early domesticated dogs and thus less diluted by selective modern breeding. Some semi-feral Turkish shepherd populations may have had occasional natural wolf introgression hundreds of thousands of years ago, but not in any systematic breeding sense. Okay, it says wolf times dog hybrids and Kangals. Intentional wolf-dog
Hybridization
produces unpredictable and often unstable temperaments, unsuited for livestock guardian. Shepherds rely on reliable human trusting dogs, so they avoid hybrids. True Kangals are known for being calm, biddable, and devoted, traits that would be lost if they were mixed with wolves. So no responsible Turkish breeder would have ever hybridized wolves intentionally. Okay, so it says measure genetic wolf content, modern urban breeds, Labradoodle. Okay, we don't need to do all that. Okay, so it says genetic traits that mimic wolf influence. Kangals have genes like linked to enhance an renal response, fight or flight endurances. Okay, higher heat shock protein activity, temperature resilience, strong jaw musculature genes, evolutionary convergence with wild canids. These make them seem wolf strong, but they are selectively they're selective amplifications of domestic genes, not hybridizations. Okay. It says direct wolf cross used to create Kangal. No. All dogs descend from ancient wolves. Yes. Kangals retain more primitive DNA, slightly more than most breeds. Any proof of wolf hybrids in modern lives? None. In true KIF registries, Siva's lines. Why the myth persists? Physical resemblance, folklore, and extraordinary courage. Okay, so according to ChatGPT, what we know based off the internet, all them guys in Turkey saying no, they don't do it. But who knows what they add to that shit?
That's just like when we looked at the Belgian Malinois and the Dutch Shepherd. None of that shit said that they put pit bulls and shit in there.
The KMPV line said it did, though.
Yeah, the KMPV though.
Yeah. So the KMPV, we know that they added all kind. They did all kind of variances with the KMPV lines, but and it goes again. If you want to protect your sauce, you ain't gonna say what you added in there. But in reality, based off what ChatGPT says, if I'm gonna put a wolf in there, they're gonna eat my sheep. It's gonna take a long time for me to wash that fucking predator out of that fucking F1 cross if I throw that wolf in there. Because wolves want to eat sheep.
Yeah.
You got to think about it like that. If I got a livestock guardian and I do an outcross with a fucking wolf, you know how much time it's going to take me to wash that fucking wolf instinct out my shit? That hybrid ain't going to be on a fucking livestock guardian. The wolf's genes is too strong. It's too pure. That's what I would think. Like it wouldn't be no good livestock guardian. If you putting your enemy in your livestock guardian, that has to be a project that you would have to, there's a reason why you would throw that wolf in there, and then you would have to probably do maybe 3 to 6 generations to wash that motherfucking predator out of that motherfucker. At least that's what I
Yeah,
would.
but you could do it. You could keep only or pretty much only the genes you wanted.
Yeah, but it wouldn't. It would take some time to do it based
The
off.
mind of that motherfucker be warped.
Yeah, based off of
Yeah,
how potent the wolf is, right? When it would take some time to get that fucking predator out of that because of how pure the wolf genes are.
yeah, it would, but I mean, they had nothing but time.
And they wouldn't tell
But
you.
I guess if you do a DNA test and you say there's no wolf genes in there, I guess I can't argue with that. But.
It would just take a long time. Like it would have to be either an accident or a true experiment. And then based off that experiment, you would have to really do a lot of culling for you to find that dog that's going to be giving you what you wanted out of that wolf. You know what I mean? Whatever that you wanted out of that wolf, but didn't want it out of that wolf, you would have to really take your time to assess and work all these dogs. And then when they showed you the things that you didn't want, you had to call them out.
Yeah. If you want to know more details on that, look up Red Star Kennels and look at what they did with the wolf. It was really hard to do what they did. They killed most of the dogs, but
what were they doing with that?
They created war type German shepherds, those Czechoslovakian shepherds.
Oh,
They look like a German shepherd mixed with a wolf, because that's what they are. But I mean, it was very hard, and like most of it failed, but they got some really good dogs out of it. Because like Chat GPT mentioned, wolves are afraid of people. But the thing is wolves are not all cookie cutter temperament. You can pick the most docile pup in the litter, or the most aggressive pup in the litter, or whatever you want to pick.
Yeah, see, this Red Star Kennels is somebody else and shit. They didn't pull up no. These motherfuckers breed Presa Canarios and Belgian Malinois and shit. So I typed
Where's
in.
it at?
I typed in Red Star Kennels. It says operating since 1996.
No, that's not them.
In Minneapolis, St. Paul.
No, this is Russia and like, I don't know, like 30s or 40s or something.
Yeah, that's So yeah, that's somebody else who took that name or whatever. But yeah, so I guess it is folklore. It would honestly, it'll be counterproductive to what, you know what I'm saying? If I got a dog that hunts, prey, and I got a dog that protects fucking livestock, I probably wouldn't be throwing that up in there right now. It'll be like you said, it'd be something that they probably did in the past that they done fucking refine that shit over fucking probably,
You seen the video, the videos
Sure.
I showed you with them doing.
Okay, well, let me flip that script on you. Imagine if you had a wolf and you brought a dog into it that nature was to mother things. You know what I mean? You're doing the same thing to the wolf. So it's in there.
Yeah, but how strong is the wolf genes compared to our domestic genes? You feel me? I would think that the wolf genes will overpower a domestic dog. Just based off of how
I don't know about that, but I mean, to add to your point, the dog has prey drive already, and you're adding the prey drive of a wolf. But
remember how
I said, prey drive and the mothering instinct are not, like, prey drive doesn't cancel out the guardian instinct. It doesn't.
But remember
aggression does not cancel it out.
But remember how we talk about prepotency and the wolf being the foundation of all dogs. That is probably the most prepotent genetic blood that you can ever have in a fucking canine, is a wolf.
Do you believe that people domesticated the wolf?
I mean, I don't know, man. I really don't know.
Nah.
I believe this is what I do believe, that in every creation, if man gets a hold of it, he fucking retards it. And what I mean by that is that based off of how he want to breed versus nature's law, you get all kind of crazy shit. So I can see somebody taking wolves, right? And taking the fucking, let's say your wife sees it or your kids want the fucking weak ass one that's supposed to get cold, and it might be the smallest one, or it might have some kind of genetic defect. And to them, it's a cute fucking dog because it's smaller, or it's got a smaller muzzle. And I can see motherfuckers taking them dogs and breeding them to, I can see that. Now, as far as all these different variances, I don't know. Like, how do you get all these different variances from a wolf? I personally do not understand that. But who am I? You know what I'm saying? I'm not a scientist to take it that far back, but it's very hard to see from a pug that came from a wolf. But think about how us as humans are. Think about how, crossbreeding of humans, different families. We're all humans, but it's different tribes. And inbreeding and all this type of shit gets you the different variances of us. Yeah. So, I mean, that to me is like, okay, because I see variances in litters of dogs that come from the same breed, let's say type, and I see different variances, I can possibly see how the dog came from a wolf, because you might have had a wolf that had a fucking inherited a fucking skin allergy where it became a short coat because of the environment that it was in. Yeah. And then it passed that on. Because all
them variables are already there in the DNA code. All them, yeah.
And environment shapes your DNA.
Absolutely.
So that's where I can see that actually morphing into what we know as the dogs of today. You know what I'm saying? Even like the big ass wolves, right? We don't know the different variances of wolves in each continent, country, or whatever.
Right.
There's wolves all over the world.
In America, our wolves have dog in them.
Yep, the black ones.
Yeah. But the dog was not domesticated from the wolf. There are wolf dogs, there are wolf hybrids, but domestic animals were created.
By what? What did they cross?
By God. They were created by God.
So they were already domesticated.
No, absolutely.
As far as their temperament.
Read the Bible.
The Bible talks about dogs?
It says that he created the domestic animals.
It said domestic?
Yeah.
I got to read that. Send me that scripture, okay, man, so I can, not to say that it doesn't say that, but send me, if you find that scripture, send me that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I have that in my arsenal if that's the case. I just feel like, man, if you read the book of Enoch, okay, and you know how man fucking pollutes and perverts everything because we're made in God's image. I know we're going off on a tangent, but we are of gods. We are gods. We are of the Most High God. So we have free will and comprehension to be a god on the planet, and we are rulers of the world, right? As far as over the animals and plants and etc. So if our mind is what it is, which we know it is, we can take what God created and pervert it, and that's what I think that mankind did with the wolf. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's true or not, but I can see mankind doing it, and especially if you was able to take your wolf from fucking Russia, and you cross the seas and you take that wolf and you find another wolf type dog or whatever we want to call it over here in the Americas, and you let them breed together, and now you get some fucking crazy shit. Or you take the dingo dog or the African dog, and like you take a coyote, you start doing what man do, and you start getting all these fucking variances. That's what I think happened. Because that's what we do. We take what God created and pervert it. So I don't know if it was already domesticated in its mind state to where it's like, oh, I want to, because like you said, wolves are naturally afraid of humans, just like damn near every animal is.
Yeah.
Every animal respects humans. For you know what I mean?
It's the same with the LGD instinct. You know, there's a wolf in the pack that assumes that role of the babysitter. It's usually a male, I believe. But it's not, it's not the parents. It's not the highest ranking member. It's not the parents. It's not the lowest ranking member. It's just there's just a wolf in the pack that's their temperament and that's their job.
While everybody else go hunt.
Yeah. So yeah, all them variables are there to be selected from.
Hey, Dylan, Dylan, I've seen a Kangal cross to a wolf too. I seen that on the internet, but at the same time, I didn't see it being a livestock guardian though.
You know I wonder what ChatGPT says about the Armenian Gamper then.
What's that?
So LGD. Well, it's like a cousin to the Kangal.
Let's ask her then. Hold on. Armenian. How do you spell
it? Looks like
Gamper?
It looks just like your dog, but wolf color.
GAMPR.
What?
GAMPR.
Yeah.
GAMPR.
That was quick.
Oh yeah, the bitch is fast. It says excellent topic. It says the Armenian Gamper is one of the world's oldest and least altered livestock guardian land race, closely related in deep ancestry to the Kangal, Central Asian Ovcharka, and Caucasian Shepherd, yet genetically and culturally distinct. Below is a complete detailed breakdown of its origins, evolutions, genetics, types, temperaments, and appearance, with comparison to its regional cousins. Overview: breed, land race name, Armenian Garper. Was it Garper? Gamper. Okay. Dog, right? Type, indigenous to mountain livestock guardians. Origin: Armenian highlands, modern Armenia, Nagorno Karabakh, Eastern Turkey. Classification: primitive, land race guardian, not a modern kennel standardized breed. Primary function: protection of livestock and homestead against wolves, bears, and human predators. Historical background: ancient roots, archaeological evidence, and petroglyphs from the Armenian highlands, mountains. Was that what is that? Gagarmon? What is it already? Gagama. Okay, mountains show large molossoid dogs accompanying herders as early as 2000, 3000 BCE. They likely descended from Mesopotamia and Eurasian.
Yep.
Okay, Eurasian shepherd dog.
Eurasia. It's a continent.
Okay, is it Eurasia or is it Eurasian?
I can't see it, but
it's URARTIAN.
Oh, I don't know where that's
at.
Eurasian shepherd dogs. And like I said, please don't hold us accountable for these words. We're not from that country, y'all. Okay, don't even know coach and them don't even know how to pronounce it. You pronounce it, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Indigenous Armenian mountain pariahs, possibly the same ancestral steppe, right? Or steppe. Is that steppe or steppe?
Yeah,
steppe. Okay, steppe mastiffs that later influenced Central Asian and Anatolian guardians. These dogs were never mass bred or standardized. Instead, village selections for performance shaped the Garper
Gamper.
Gamper. Phenotype over millennia. Cultural significance. In Armenian folklore, the Gamper is considered a national guardian symbol, representing loyalty and courage, a family protector as much as a livestock defender, revered for its intelligence and ability to differentiate friend from foe. During Soviet times, 1920s, 1990s, many native Gampers were absorbed into Soviet military or police programs or crossed with Caucasian ovcharkas, leading to partial loss of purity. Since Armenia's independence 1991, dedicated breeders have worked to reconstruct and preserve the native lines. Genetic characteristics, genetic clusters. Modern genomic testing, University of California, Davis, embark data sets show Gampers from a unique genetic clusters distinct from both Caucasian ovcharka and Central Asian ovcharka. Retain height, heterogeneity. What's that?
Heterogeneity.
Say it again, K-Man.
Is it heterogeneity?
Nah,
Or heterogeneous?
Genity or something, right?
Heterogeneity.
Heterogeneity.
Yeah, that's the same as like heterosis. That just means they got a wide range of gene pool.
Okay.
Heterosis is hybrid vigor.
Okay. Bingo. Okay.
Homogeneous is inbred.
Take y'all notes, you guys. Okay. Indicating a true land race rather than a closed breed. Share distant common ancestry with Kangal and Akbash through ancient Anatolian shepherd populations. Number 2, influences, natural, not deliberate. Caucasian ovcharkas, Jordanian/Russian. Limited cross flow in northern Armenia. Kangal and Kurdish shepherds. Genetic overlap along the western highland border. Central Asian ovcharka. Minimal, mostly Soviet era crosses. Still core Gamper lines remain isolated in Argostons. Man, go ahead, Reddy. What's that?
Araga something.
Aragoston, whatever.
Araga something.
Stonston.
That's crazy.
Yo, man. Y'all read that bitch. Cyanic and Lori provinces, preserving the original Armenian genome. Functional traits and temperament. Independent, fearless, steady, deeply loyal. Okay, description of their temperament. Guardian instincts is a trait. Extremely strong bonds with flock and household. Disposition, calm, unless provoked. Strategic rather than reactive. Trainability, moderate, intelligent, but self-directed. Sociability, highly protective. Suspicious of stranger. Loyalty, unquestionable. Lifelong attachment to family. Work style, patrols perimeter, issues warning bark, confronts only if necessary. Gampers are known to make decisions autonomously, capable of distinguishing between normal activity and real threat, essentially in rugged, remote mountain herding. Okay, physical description category. We got male and female. Okay, in the physical description, we got height. Male, 26 to 30 inches, 66 to 76 centimeters. Female, 24 to 28 inches, 61 to 71 centimeters. Weight, 105, 135 pounds, 48 to 62 kilograms. Females, 90 to 115 pounds, 41 to 52 kilograms. Build, powerful but athletic, rectangular outline, deep chested. Head, broad skull, moderate stop, strong muzzle, not short. Tail, curved or ringed over back. Gait, smooth, long, striding, tireless, mountain trot. Colors and color types. all natural, non-disqualified in native standard. Fawn to tan, most common. Wolf gray, sable. Brindle, black, red, or gray variants. Cream/sand. Piebald or spotted, accepted in traditional Armenian standard. Black mass often present but not mandatory. Unlike the Kangal, which must be fawn with black mass, the Gamper's color diversity reflects its landrace status. Shepherds bred for utility, not uniformity. Okay, coat length, mountain type, long coat, 3 to 4 in undercoat, coarse, guard hairs, climate adaptations, step type, short coat, 1 to 2 inch coat for lower altitude plains. Both types share a dense double coat with seasonal shedding. Okay, regional variances. Damn, they shit. She went deep into this motherfucker. Aggregates, high mountain region, Mount Argats region. Features, heavier bone, long coat. Notes, wolf and bear guardian. Lori Tavush.
Yeah.
Okay, northern region, forested highlands. Features, slightly lighter frame. Notes, more agile, versatile. The variant, Saniq, that's the southern region, border with Iran. Features, mixed coat with variable colors. Notes, hot, cold tolerance. Variant, Shirak. I think that's what it is. Western, that's the region, plateau area. Features, often fawn with black mass. Notes, close resemblance to Anatolian types. Performance capabilities. Attributes, bite force, approximate range, 600 to 700 PSI. Notes, comparable to Kangal. Speed, 25, 30 mile per hour burst. Note, surprising acceleration for size. Okay. Endurance, excellent. Mountain patrols, 15 to 20 miles per day. Cold resilience, exceptional. Minus 25 degrees, minus 25 degrees Celsius, minus 13 degrees Fahrenheit. Heat resistance, good, depends on coat length. The difference from related breeds. Breed, Gamper, origin, Armenia, key traits, balance, power, intelligence, coat, short and long, color, uniformity, variable, temperament, calm, independent, Kangal, Turkish, Sivas, key traits, muscular, standardized, fawn, plus mass, coat, short, color, uniformity, uniform, temperament, steady, loyal, Caucasian, Avcharka, origin, Caucasus, that's what it is. Key traits, massive, defense, sometimes aggressive. Coat, long, color, uniformity, varied, temperament, fierce, territorial. Central Asian, Avcharka, origin, Central Asia. Key traits, nomadic, range guardians. Coat, short or medium. Color, uniformity, varied, temperament, dominant, aloof. Akbash, origin, West Turkey. Key traits, lighter, agile, white coat. Coat, medium. Color uniformity, uniform white. Temperament, alert, aloof. Okay, so I mean, shit, we can, man, this bitch, you know, I mean, we done with this one, man. She gonna keep going, man. So, K-Man, did that answer enough of your questions?
Yeah, I actually learned a little bit. I was only familiar with one type of Gamper. I did not know they come in all them other colors.
All the different variances.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got modern preservation and registration. They go over behavioral genetics. It says low prey drive, will not chase flock animals. High defense drive, fast accelerations to threat response. Congenitive independence genes, similar expressions seen in Kangals and Avcharka clusters. Strong oxytocin link bonding to humans and livestock. Key trait for cooperative guarding. And then it says current status, region, Armenia, usage, livestock protection, family guardian, national heritage, U.S. and Canada, used on ranches versus coyotes, and mountain lions. Small but growing population. Russia, Caucasus, sometimes mixed with the Caucasian Arvcharka lions. European, Germany, Poland. Conservation, breeding, and export from Armenia. And it says summary snapshot, category type, indigenous mountain livestock guardians, origin, Armenian highlands, ancestry, ancient Mesopotamia, and native Armenian pariah stock, size 90 to 135 pounds, 26 to 30 inches, coat short or long, double coated, color fawn, gray, brindle, cream, piebald, black mass variants, temperament, calm, loyal, dominant, discerning, working role, predator deterrence, family and flock guardian, recognition, Armenian Gamper Club of America. Voila.
That's
Yeah.
probably the one I saw, the cream one that I thought
You
was
see
white. When I said I saw the white drink, the white Gamper, it was probably cream.
Yeah, they must be mixed just like the Anatolian. I bet you there's somebody somewhere, a small village with the sable colored Gampers that are wanting to do the same thing as the Turkish Kangal, break away from the ones that have been mixed with Alibi and all that.
Which ones did you see, Caveman?
The wolf colored ones.
Okay.
It must be not the mountain ones, not the valley ones, but the ones in the middle. The way when you described it. But I'm guessing, like I said, just like the Kangal, all them Anatolian dogs been
mixed together.
Once the Gamper gets down closer to the other villages, you're going to be mixing Alibi and shit in there.
Right.
Yeah, we should have did the LGD. That would have took care of all of that.
That probably would have took all night.
Yeah. Because there's a bunch we didn't even mention.
Yeah.
A bunch of LGDs.
You know, I mean, that's why I put the Kangal, the Ultimate LGD. That's why I put that in there for the Kangal. But being that there's so many different variants, that's why I said when we do the Hound, because I'm only gonna put the Hound in there for ChatGPT. So you already know she's gonna dig up damn near every fucking variant there is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that might be a 4 or 5 hour fucking class.
I'm ready to check her.
You ready to what? Check her?
Yeah. Now, are you okay? Now, are you just gonna do scent hounds?
No, I'm gonna do Hound. So that's gonna give every variant of the Hound.
Yeah, that's gonna do the sight hounds, the scent hound, the harriers, all that shit. I wonder.
Yeah, that's gonna be a long class right there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because even with the Kangal, you know what I'm saying? Like that definitely had a lot of different variances. Of course, we knew there were, but just to kind of understand it, and even still, the secret sauce, they're not going to tell us the secret sauce, whether they put a wolf in there, whether they put a greyhound in there, because they want to protect their nation's, that's their pride and joy is their Kangal. So they're not going to tell you their secret sauce.
True.
Which, I mean, I wouldn't if I wanted to protect this prestige. But if we already know that they were taking, certain Mesopotamian mastiffs with, all the different dogs of Anatolia, who knows what different breeds they were cooking them up with.
Yeah. You see them teeth they got? Oh, my God.
A lot of times you can look at when the breed was created and see what kind of dogs were being used at that time, and you can also see who was immigrating to that country or who they was doing trade with.
Right.
And,
exactly.
You can pretty much pick it out.
Breeds they were using to create them.
Yeah, like what breeds did they bring over when they came over, across the oceans or whatever, and when they landed? Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
And that's why I think even with the wolf, right? Think about all the different variances of wolves all over the world, right? And then you coming across with your fucking man-made fucking domesticated wolf, and you bring that motherfucker overseas to you know, our man-made domesticated wolf, and we all have our own vision and our own uses and our own way we bred them. You know what I'm saying? You know, imagine you coming over, K-Man, with a short-haired wolf, and all we got is long-haired ones over there. We're like, how the fuck you got a short-haired wolf? What is that? That's a wolf. What? Why is it short hair? And then why is it smaller than ours? Or why is it bigger than ours? Right? And then, you know, let them breed. And then, of course, with hybrid vigor, you're going to get a genetically variant litter. You're not going to get all the same shit. So I can see it manifesting itself like that and being what we know about hybrid vigor, you know, like how the Mastiff type dogs came about. You know, imagine you getting a fucking freaking nature big ass wolf with big bones and all that type shit. And then you take that to wherever, Malaysia, to one of them damn whatever dogs, and you breed that to what they got over there, you know? I don't know, man. That's some weird shit to think.
I think God gave us the Mastiff to protect us.
That would be interesting to think that those type of dogs already existed, including wolf. But it's like, why would man say the origin of every dog came from a wolf if they already knew that there was already variances of dogs to begin with?
Right. Well, because they need you to rely on them for an explanation. They don't want you to rely on God.
Oh,
but they do not say that the dog come from the wolf. They say that the dog and the wolf both come from a common ancestor.
Are you sure? I thought they said the dog come from a wolf.
Well, they used to. Yeah.
I always thought like you know how the lion, the tiger, and all that is like a fucking big cat, and then you got the fucking domesticated cat. I always thought like a wolf was like not a wolf, but I always thought a bear was like a big dog and shit.
You know, there's some people that their legend is that the LGDs were created from bears, not wolves. But
because it's like, how can the domesticated cat or the smaller cats, which of course, you know, we got bobcats and, you know, all kind of different cats, right? Then where's the biggest dog at? Is the biggest dog the wolf or is it the bear? You know, because that's what a bear.
No, the biggest dog is the Mastiff. The Mastiff is the biggest dog.
Yeah. So again, go ahead.
Okay, the wolves in America are only so big because they have dog genes in them. If you go to Europe or go to Turkey, their wolves are like the size of our coyotes. That's another thing. They talk about their wolf crusher dogs. Well, yeah, you're crushing a 70-pound wolf, not a 200-pound wolf.
Not a gray wolf.
Right, because a gray wolf has dog genes in it.
So, what was the native wolf before man put dogs in him?
Same as the European wolf. According to them, I mean, I can't remember that far, but according to them, all the wolves that have black in them have dog in them.
Yep.
Which is the gray wolf. They all have that, you know what I mean? It's not like there's black wolves and there's gray wolves. They're all the same.
I mean, like
Europe,
you said,
you don't have that.
Like, who would even know? Because one thing that we know about wars and civilization, you know, anytime you conquer your fucking enemy, you destroy all their knowledge just to rewrite your own. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, exactly.
Who knows?
That's just like the breed origins and shit.
Yeah.
They also, those same scientists say that all these dogs that have red in them have wolf in them.
What do you mean, red in color?
Yeah.
They
say that domestic dogs never had red in them, and wolves never had black in them. And they say black wolves and red dogs are proof of the mixing of the two.
Interesting.
And if you look at a wolf, it has that, that red color. That's how they get their pattern in their hair. It'll turn black and then it'll turn red on the same strand of hair. One
thing that we do know about genes is that for
things to manifest itself and come out in an offspring, it had to be in there to begin with, right? So like when you think about like with humans and you get these 7-footers and shit like that, right? These motherfucking just, you know, they call the whatever the growth hormone is over, you know, it's overstimulated growth hormone where you get these goddamn fucking low-key giants and shit. But if we, you know, like I said, you go back in the Bible, that's why I said, K-Man, if you find it about the domesticated dog, send that scripture to me if you find anything about it. You know what I mean? I want to know because, like I said, with the book of Enoch, they talked
ask
about
your girlfriend.
Who?
Ask your new girl there.
Who?
ChatGPT.
Yeah, but you know, but like you said, on the internet, they can hide shit. Come on, man.
But they can't hide. They can't hide a direct scripture out of the Bible.
Yeah, that's true. That's true too. Yeah, we might have to ask her that shit. You know what I'm saying? I might have to dig deep in it. But
it's in the creation story in Genesis.
But like I said, we know where the giants come from according to scripture. You know what I'm saying? So why, you know, you can produce these 7-footers and all this type of shit because it was already in our genes to begin with.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe one of Noah's sons had a wife that was hybrid.
No, they said that they say that the angels was taking on
right,
right.
And those were all killed off at the flood.
At the flood, but you know, there's always a remnant. Not all of them died. You know that.
What I'm saying is that genetics could have been on the ark.
Right. It was already in the gene pool. Once they did it, it was already in the gene pool. Those genes was already there. Those giant genes was already there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just like I said, you think about our technology, right? I know we're going off on a tangent, but you think about our technology and what we're doing now. If man is creating this now, it was already in mankind before we created it. So it was already done before. All this technology and shit, our ancestors been did this shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Ben did it.
Yeah, our world started with all that technology.
Facts. So we seeing all this shit that we like, oh, we're just no, our ancestors been did that shit. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing new under the sun. You know what I'm saying? Period. Ain't nothing new under the sun. So if you could think about this shit, right? If you could be a brainiac like an Elon Musk or Albert Einstein or all these guys, all these engineers who create this shit, and it comes from them as a human, that was already in their DNA to create this shit. That wasn't you just figured it out by yourself. No, you inherited that. You know, ain't nothing random. There's nothing random about life. Just because science ain't figured it out don't mean it hasn't already happened already.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everything's all a cycle, man. You know what I mean? Everything's a cycle. And like I said, one thing about conquering other cultures and shit, you destroy history so that you can be the power. You take all their history and you destroy that shit. You take what you want and then you fucking boom. So all that information from our ancestors was destroyed. And then, you know, fucking now you feel like you the Don at the end of the day. Because you know what? You know, you can claim to fame what you say. Oh, we're the first. When that's just already been happening. That they've already done that shit. And everything goes back to the dust that where it came. We know that shit. So all this shit go right back to the dust, man. It all came from the earth. So it's gonna go back to it. So anyway, man, that's a whole nother subject, man. But we'll digress on that, man. What a cook up that we did.
Yeah, it's so
on the Kangal, man. Now we understand.
Can't believe my battery made it.
I know. Hey, shout out to you, K, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you was able to make it for this Modern Dog Marvels, man. We didn't want to do this without you.
Word.
I told Reddy, I said I had a whole nother show, but I said I talked to you the other day. So I said, man, Brother K, man, said he's gonna be on Thursday. So we gotta do this Modern Dog Marvels on the Kangal, because I know we talked about that when you were on, K, man. So you know, we definitely learned a lot. It makes sense why you have your variant, why I have my variant, why we see so many different variances. We understand the Anatolian, we understand the original Kangal. I mean, we understand all the different variances. If you guys missed it and you guys want to learn, I mean, go back, man. Take your screen, blow it up. You know what I'm saying? Read what fucking our assistant head coach, Miss ChatGPT, broke down for us. you know what I mean? And just, dig deeper into it. So now that somebody says some different things, you might be able to give them some answers. You know what I mean? But we broke it all the way down as engineers, and it was something that, I'm glad we did, because that lets me know what my dog is.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So, I'm grateful for what I got, because for what I'm trying to build, I need my dog not to be heavy mastiff type. You know what I'm saying? Salute.
Right.
You know what I mean? So for me, for what I want, it's perfect for what I want, but at the same time, what would I've gotten if I gotten a big one like Caveman? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. So depending on what you're using your dog for, what you want, you got plenty of choices. And this is how you guys can understand what you're looking for. So if you want to buy one, you can do your research and you can understand what you're looking for. You can call them guys from overseas if they can speak English. You start talking this type of talk, and they're like, damn, how you know that shit? Well, because I was in Coach's and Reddy's and Caveman's class. So that's top tier type level fucking information you're getting over here, man. You know what I mean? But let's give everybody a shout out, man, before we bounce out. You know what I mean? Because I know I didn't get a chance to tap into the chat, you guys. So again, when I'm doing the class, I can't look at the chat while reading the information, you guys. So I'm, normally I would like to put y'all's, you guys' chats up there on the screen, but don't think I'm ignoring you. I know Reddy, he reminds me if somebody got something good on there. So shout out to you, Reddy, but don't think that I'm not paying attention. I if I could multitask and look at your chats and read at the same time, I would, but understand I'm doing my job, okay? I'm reading and illustrating while we're talking. You know what I'm saying? As a group. So don't think I'm not paying attention to y'all deliberately. Okay. I can only do one thing at a time when it comes to reading chats versus reading the information. So bear with me. Lucky Mills, big salute to you, brother. Rogue Wolf, my brother, big salute to you, man. Much love and respect. Inquisitive Dejena, my brother. Who's the master? Show enough. Big salute to you, Show enough. Cooper, my brother, thank you for showing up again. We missed you, but glad you're back, brother. Tony has done it again, my brother. We appreciate you, Tony, as always, man. Dylan, big salute to you, my brother. Bando, my brother. Hey, Bando, make sure you here for the Doberman. Right. Well, we got the Doberman and the Hounds on the list next, right? Ready?
Yep.
Okay, those are the two we got on the list. So make sure you here for the Doberman, my brother. Make sure I got everybody. Student for Life Dogs, my brother. Hey, I think Student is it now? Okay, I don't want to make no mistake. Students for Life. I don't know if it's your channel, but I follow a gentleman. I think it's you, Student for Life Dog Training, where you got a live where I think you do Patterdales. Reddy, you follow? Do you follow Students for Life, Reddy?
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Does he do
him over on Joe's show? The same one. I seen him over on NWA. Same Student for Life.
Okay, so I'm not sure. I don't want to mistake the two, but if you are, I think you do the Patterdales too.
Patterdale show, right?
Yeah. So if it's not you, Student for Life Dog Training, I apologize. But if it is you, Student for Life Dog Training, go tap into his channel. He got a podcast on Wednesdays about Patterdales. He got some good information on there. So hopefully I'm not making the mistakes, Student for Life Dog Training. Hopefully that is you. Because I want to give you a shout out because I subscribe to you and I've been watching your shit. So I wanted to make sure I give you a shout out if that's correct. But if I'm wrong, correct me, my brother.
He said live your life, dog.
Oh, that's Live Your Life Dogs. Okay, thank you, Tony. Thank you, Tony. Okay, sorry, Student for Life Dog Training. That's Live Your Life Dogs. Okay, thank you, Tony. Appreciate that. Let's see. Make sure I got everybody. I think I do. Live Your Life Dogs. That's Live Your Life Dogs, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Salute Live Your Life Dogs. I apologize. Student for Life Dogs and Live Your Life Dogs. I apologize that I mixed you guys up. But definitely go, check out my man's channel, man. You know what I mean? Live Your Life Dogs, man. Shout out to Tony, man. Shout out to my brother, Tony. Hey, I appreciate you guys because y'all don't be fucking, y'all don't be like, damn, coach, damn, you make him, what I mean? I appreciate you guys helping me out, keep me on point. Reddy always do it, and I love you for that, Reddy. But I appreciate you guys in the chat for, what I mean, just helping me out, man, playing team ball, man. You know what I mean? So I appreciate you guys because we all do this together. It's a collective movement. And, it's no one without the other over here. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate all you guys, man. Real talk. Keep me in check. Keep me on point. So make sure we got everybody, man. I think we got everybody, man. Oh, we got Manny. Manny, I don't know if you listened to the beginning, man, but I made sure I gave you a shout out. If y'all are into fucking top tier level type super duper crazy stupid maximum prey drive type fucking don't feel no pain type of fucking bulldogs, okay, go holler at Manny, man. He got some super triple hot sauce, man. That boy got some damn dogs over there, and I'm sure he'll take care of you and bless you, man. Whatever he don't want, he'll bless you with, man. But he got it, man. He got it. See what else we got. Inquisitive Dejena, my brother. Big salute to you. All right, man. I think that's where we at, man. We at the end point. Anything you guys got to say before we close out, Caveman or Ready?
Salute to the chat, man.
Yep. Thanks for coming, everybody.
Yeah, another one in the books, man. Caveman, I appreciate you, man, making time for us, brother. Real shit, man. You already know you're in my prayers. I love you. You know what I mean? God got you, Caveman. You feel me? Faith with works, Caveman. You already know the math.
Yep.
You know
I should be able to make it next week too. So
no, we appreciate you showing up and showing out, man, and giving us your time, your information. Reddy, you already know what time it is. You know how much I love you and appreciate you, man. Thank you for your support, your knowledge, and everything that you bring to us in the classroom, the chat, everything you bring to us, man. You
No doubt, man.
You're a top tier brother, man, off the top. So, so thank you. And much love and respect to all y'all in the chat showing up to the classroom, man. This is rare, man. You know what I mean? 3 hours of classroom and shit. You know what I mean? Y'all actually paying attention and we actually learning something. You know what I mean? But for us engineers, this is what we love about it. We want to know. You know what I'm saying? Because we engineers, we want to know how things are made and why and all that shit. And that's what this classroom is about. Because once you understand this, it's going to help you further your program. Right. So that's what we do as artists. You know what I'm saying? It's good to know from the ones who done it before us, right? So that we can fucking follow their blueprint, because ain't nothing new under the sun, and then we can create our own shit. So big salute to the classroom. But man, shit, that's it, man. We done, man.
Word.
All right. We out of here.
Well, till next week, man.
Yep. See you then.
Yep.
Peace.